I think I'm live. Am I live? I am live. Hello, hello, Zen friends. Happy. Whoa, my mouse gone wild over here. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. I thought I'd pop on a little earlier. Last night, our lovely internet went out towards the end. At least I was on for 2.5 hours. But right in the middle, there it went. And it was down for hours and hours. It came up late last night, but then it's been off and on all morning. So we're so grateful. We're sending out gratitude that it's stable, it's back, it's wonderful. And I'm so grateful. We kind of take it for granted sometimes, right? That we have electricity and internet and YouTube that allows us to join together here. So we're so grateful for that and for messages from spirit. I was just thinking, I'm like, I remember back when I was so much in fear and in the chaos of life, I wasn't hearing from spirit, of course. Oh, good. You can hear me loud and clear. Good. Thank you for letting me know, sun and moon. And then, yeah, and thank you for everyone. Well, we will start off with the 4 donations that I did not get to last night: Alice and Sun and Moon, and Cat Lady of the Sea, and Yay. And Yay, if you're watching or listening, make sure to give me your question. If not, we'll do a general reading, and if that doesn't bring your answers from spirit, then of course we'll make it right one way or another for you. Um, but I just realized. Wow, this wonderful ability to hear from spirit and that we're not, left here on the planet, dropped off by the mothership and good luck, no, they're with us every moment of every day, giving us messages. Even when we can't hear it, they're helping us and loving us and doing all that. So I love that. Hey, perfect love. Healing love. Yeah. Help me clear my sinuses. My voice sounds really low this morning because it's we the lovely smoke and wonderful allergies of the season, weed pollen. My sinuses love to tell me, hey, do you know there's smoke out there? Do you know there's pollen? I'm like, thank you for letting me know. But those things are, well, smoke isn't that, well, yeah, smoke is necessary too. It Forest fires burn away stuff and bring new life. It's Everything has its purpose and its reason, right? So, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Perfect love. Good to see you as well. So long time. Always the perfect time, right? Perfect love. So that's what we'll do with the readings from last night. We'll get into those. But yeah, let's get started into our process, our how we like to start off, which is bringing in beautiful unconditional love energy, eternal unconditional love from above. Let it flow into us, fill up our minds and our thoughts, our hearts and our emotions, our energetic fields, our meridians, our chakras, our auras, into our physical bodies, into our all of our joints and our muscles and our blood and all the organs. Let it fill all that up and just raise the vibration of our being and then flow out to the world, allowing it to do whatever it wants to do out in the world to help raise the love vibration out yonder, too. So we'll start off by taking a big deep breath to come back to right here, right now. So we'll start off that as I hit the singing bowl a few times. Um, in addition to allowing that to fill up and flow out, we can immediately begin to raise our love vibration when we are in the energy of gratitude, right? Because that's a higher vibration energy. So if we think of just one thing right here, right now, what we're grateful for as we're sending this love energy, filling this up and flowing out, that immediately raises our love vibration. It opens us up to receive messages from spirit, and it also makes us a magnet to receive more of what we're grateful for. It's a win-win-win-win, right? So I like that. We will start off taking a big deep breath to come back to right here, right now, not the future, not the past, but in this moment, in gratitude. So if you'd like to join me, Hold it as long as you want. You don't have to pass out or anything. So just take a big deep breath and hold it for as long as feels comfortable. Release, and then we'll begin the singing bowl. So here we go. Blah, blah, blah. All right, here we go. All right, big deep breath in. All right, let's begin. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and doing that. It's interesting. She's very muted today, kind of not somber, but just kind of gentle. It feels like a gentle vibration today. Sorry if I said it that way. It's a gentle vibration today, right? Isn't that perfect? I love that. In a good space, time, and energy right now. I love it. I love it. Also something I want to do. I got this new deck. It's called Tapping Solutions Daily Guidance. I love these. And I pulled this, I think, Friday morning, and I wanted to share it. I shared it, I think, Friday night at the end of the session, but I wanted to wait till the Sunday session to share this with everyone. And the card that was pulled is I accept others as they are. And there's a little tapping, like if you do tapping, it helps you connect to your subconscious, to the depth of who we are. And it has a little blurb I'm going to read. And then I also look at this as I accept myself. So we can apply all this to both others and ourselves. Sorry, got an eye boogie. All right. So it says, how much energy do you spend wishing people were different? I know, right? Wanting your partner to be more attentive, your friends to be more reliable, your colleagues to be more efficient. This desire for others to change often causes frustration, disappointment, and tension, right? It's a path that inevitably leads to resentment, both for you and for those you're trying to change, but also when people are trying to change us, right? So, this card is an invitation to release your expectations of others and ourselves, right? And find peace in acceptance. It doesn't mean you agree with every choice someone makes. It doesn't even mean you have to keep them in your life. It simply means that you're no longer using your energy to try to mold them into someone else. When we stop trying to change people, we begin to truly see them. We open ourselves to learning from their perspectives and appreciating their unique journey, a journey shaped by their own experiences, choices, and lessons, just like ourselves. Letting go of the blinders of what should be allows us to love people for who they truly are, not for who you wish them that they would be. For the people you love and support, remember, no one thrives when they feel judged or pressured to be different. They flourish when we believe in them, see their potential, and accept them fully. Sometimes what people need most is for us to have faith in them and their ability to find their own way, right? Powerful. It reminds me, we'll do the tapping here in a sec, but I'm also reading this wonderful book, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, which is letting people be who they are because we can't change them anyway. Let them, but then let me, like it said, make my choices of what I want to do with that. I can't change them, but now what do I want to do? If I can't change them and they're not going to change, what do I choose? So let them and let me, right? It's a beautiful thing. When you see, isn't that beautiful? I love that. So, the tapping, we start off here. You can start tapping on the side of your hand here. Let me see. Can you see it there like this? And it says, even though I may want others to change, I choose to accept people as they are. Let me bring this up here. I release my expectations of others and let go of the need to fix anyone. Everyone is on their unique path, and their experiences shape their choices. I honor their journey. I find peace in acceptance. I appreciate diverse perspectives, and I accept others as they are. I want to do it one more time, but I'm going to make it about us, right? So, even though others may want me to change, I choose to accept myself as I am. That's powerful right there. um, I release my expectations on myself and let go of the need to fix myself. I am on my own unique path, and my experiences shape my choices. I honor my journey. I find peace in my acceptance of myself. I appreciate my diverse perspectives, and I accept myself as I am. Beautiful. So I love that. Hopefully that was helpful. You can listen to that as many times as you want and do that practice. It helps us connect to our inner children, our subconscious. It just helps things release. It's amazing at what tapping does. There's a great book, Tapping into Wealth by Margaret Lynch, which has a lot of tapping in it, of course, but it helps us also connect to our inner selves too. So I love that. Yeah, isn't that beautiful, perfect love? I mean, that's the whole thing is all of us are human is looking for all of that love. And then we're just able to, you know, accept people where they're at and love them, realizing they're on their own adventure. I don't need to judge you. All right. So that's the blah blah blah. I'm sorry if you're new to my channel or these readings. Welcome. I'm brudda-zen. We've got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts, great senses of humor, which are definitely two things we can use in this human adventure, right? So welcome. There's always room for more Zen friends. It's always a safe place, a loving place. And we are so grateful for that. So welcome. How all the process works, you can look down in the description box of the video. It has it all labeled out if you're wanting the details. Roughly, quick, whatever they call those, the little notes. Donations get first priority. It's how brudda-zen eats. It's important. So I do honor that energy exchange and I step out of the free readings, dive deeper into the donations, meaning I pull more cards for those two. And then once I return, I come back and go down the chat for the free readings. It's first come, first serve for the free readings. I'm on 3 hours, usually around that ish. Might go a little longer just because we ended up going short last night. But Sundays are different, where I always come back on after I go eat and have a break and recharge, come back on and finish out all free readings, even from this morning session. The other ones, I don't think I got to any free readings except for Friday night, and I completed them all that evening too. But just so if you get your question out in this session, you will get a message sometime today, whether it's in this 3-hour stream or in the afternoon when I come back. So, and you can make a donation of any amount. I don't have a set dollar amount at this point in time of my life. Down in the description box of the video, I do my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. You can also use the super chat there as well. Blah, blah, blah. I think that's everything. Hey, W.O. Olivier, good to see everybody. Swaroop, hello, hello. Somya, I said hello to Sun and Moon. Sudeshna, hello. And if Victoria, if you're hanging out, hello. And CJ and Touch of Love, Ateshi, Eagle. Thank you guys so much for being here. And anyone that hasn't done that. Hey, Cat Lady of the Sea, hello, hello. So I'm glad you're here too. So of course, yeah. Yep, absolutely. We are actually, you guys will be up first. There was 4 of you last night when the internet went out and didn't come back for hours and hours. Thank you for your patience with all that. Alice will be up first, then Sun and Moon, and then you, Cat Lady, and then Yay will be there too. So I did grab all 3 of your first ones. I grabbed your questions. Yay, I didn't see a question from me before the internet went out. So if you're watching, make sure to put your question out, or I'll give you a general reading and see what Spirit has for you. And I'll talk more about that when I get to your name. Hey, Dee Dee, happy birthday. Happy belated birthday to you. I think it was your birthday. Maybe that was someone else. All right. All right. So let us get started. I'm going to be using the Arcanas Animal Tarot still. And if you make a donation, you get a fortune cookie. The ones we're using until they're all gone are the Soul Coaching by Denise Lynn for that. And what's I think, oh yeah, the other thing I like to say is that I do communicate timestamps as I'm going through the chat. But after I'm done with the stream, I also post a pinned comment listing the order of all the readings and the timestamps. So you can, if you come back and you're like, oh, there's mine, you can click on it and it'll take you right to your reading. But that's after the stream is done. I haven't figured out a way to do it while I'm live yet. So one of these days we'll look into it and make it even more a fun experience, right? But we'll do that. All right. So boom, boom, boom. Let us jump in and get the party started, right? So thank you guys so much for being here. Let me start off with a sip of coffee and cheers to everybody. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your love. All right. Yum, yum, yum. So, Alice, let's get your timestamp here. And we will begin. I know I watched the stream to see where it cut out. And there was this great, I'm like, I started off going for you, Alice, around RJ, right? What did he do this weekend? Well, he did a lot of thinking, and then it stopped. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, there's probably no, right? But he did. Whatever weekend you're talking about here. If it's this weekend, there's the devil card. There was so much thinking energy because 5 cards came out together first around what he was up to. What did he do this weekend? So we have the devil card, which is all about really questioning thoughts and long-held thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets that they've had forever and ever and ever and ever, right? Since they were born and growing up. And it's about releasing these and these being challenged. And I'm like, okay, well, that's it makes sense. He's got a lot that going on. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the sword suit is the mind, thinking mental suit that deals with our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And the 8 of Swords is about questioning and releasing long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that no longer serve as well. So I was like, wow, he really is doing a lot of internal reflection. And then the next card I turned over, Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is all about seeing things from a higher perspective, uh, gaining clarity, really understanding what these small t truths rooted in fear that they had, expectations, seeing it from that higher point of view and seeing it as really the lies that they are, right? We have all these beliefs, all these opinions from other humans going, oh, when they do this, this means this about you. Oh my God, that's not true, but we take it on as a truth, a small t truth, not a capital T truth, right? And then the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is the battle between the head and the heart and the conflicting thoughts. So definitely a lot of figuring out life and asking, like, who am I? What do I want out of life? What's the meaning of life? What's going on with all this, right? So we definitely, like I said, ton of thinking, a ton of reflection, which has spawned here now an Ace of Wands. It's like this energy of me letting go of expectations, of my cage being rattled, of all my mindsets that have made me feel trapped and restricted and small, um and caging our heart too, that they're like, what is all this stuff? I'm dismantling this. And there is this new energy that's coming in, this new kind of passion for life. The bottom of the deck brings the Three of Pentacles, which is about being true to one's authentic self. And even underneath that, the Page of Pentacles, which makes sense too, which is all about like finding my uh, the reflection of my worth, how I look at my worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way, wanting to be true to my authentic self, but then going, well, what is my authentic self? All I know is what I've been told who I'm supposed to be, right? And there's this release of that. So a lot of big thinking, a lot of release stuff that comes in with all that. And then we asked also, what are his feelings towards you? And after all of this going on and picturing everything, we got the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a joy energy. It is a um, balanced energy. It's finding my people, like who can resonate with who I really am, um, and so I feel like there is this equal energy, this joy energy, and I feel like when they take all the expectations off themselves and off of you and off the world, that they see you for who you are, and that brings them joy instead of this picture that all these opinions have formed of their life. Because after all, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So as we change, suddenly you're like, wow, when did the world change? It changed as we changed, right? So I do feel like there's this joy, this celebration kind of energy with that. And then we wanted to know their thoughts towards you too. Okay, and we got the Fool card. These are all the cards from last night. I left them out because it was the energy, and it's beautiful because the Fool card is the first card of the major arcana. It follows the World card, which is a victory and ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure, but in alignment with all that thinking and the releasing of those thoughts. The Fool card with this situation is they're looking at you from a place of possibilities and no intentions, no expectations, but they're looking, and with their thoughts around you is going on an adventure, see what unfolds, see how things happen. So I like this energy. It feels like a huge energetic shift, but all this astrological energy that we've been having, it makes sense. There's so much energy going on right now in the planetary realms, bringing things in here. It's a quite a different type of energy that's really getting us questioning who we are, and am I living my joy, and am I being who I want to be, and um, being really aware of the confinements that we have. It's like the awareness of the cage that our mind has put us in with everything we've learned growing up, right? So I feel like that's the big thing what they want to tell you right now. And let's look at the soul coaching, your fortune cookie, see what else they want you to bring in around R, J, and U. Okay, they do want this one right here. Is that just one card? And these are nice thick cards. Wow, yeah. Pleasure. I'm just looking at enjoying life. Instead of trying to strive to be, they just want to enjoy and enjoy the pleasures of life. Interesting, right? It says enjoy yourself, dance through your life, and give toasts for no reason at all. Cheers. Cherish your sensuality and your sexuality. Woo-hoo-hoo. Uh-oh. Your soul wants you to know in today's society, we're programmed to believe that pleasure is forbidden, only permitted in small amounts, or should always come after work. Do you postpone good times because you're too busy fulfilling work commitments? Do you deny yourself joyful experiences because there's not enough time or it seems selfish? Stop. Your spirit needs pleasure. It's the soul's way of replenishing and revitalizing your life force. Make pampering yourself a priority, and you'll have all the energy that you need to create everything you desire. The affirmation is my life is deliciously joyous. Here's that joy. I feel like this is a lot of their energy. This is what they were like, all I'm doing is working and striving, and I'm not enjoying life. It's time to put all this aside, all these long term goals and have to be's and need to be's and should be's and all of that. And time to enjoy life. So this is what it is. That's that adventure kind of feel. So hopefully that helps, Alice. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. All right. And then we have sun and moon. Oh, look at 2727. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. So thank you for your donation. And you were wanting to know the clarity here on the Sagittarius home card that was pulled. And there, because the spirit had said there's contemplation with Sagittarius's residence. So you want to elaborate more into what does that mean? Hell if I know. No, I'm just kidding. Let's take a look here and see what spirit meant by that. Good thing spirit knows, because brudda-zen has no idea. Wouldn't that be a fun session of asking brudda-zen without spirit? No, it wouldn't. All right, let's take a look here. Too funny. Okay, we got those. What else about this? Okay, that was here too. All right. Okay. Let's see what we have. If like these are up here. I'm so glad. I am so glad. I keep saying it. I'm so glad you guys have a great sense of humor. It's more fun that way. So bottom of the deck, we do have the Five of Swords, which is it's conflict between head and heart, and it is about change, movement going on here. Don't know if there it feels could be conflict in the home as well, and realizing um, I'm ready to be kind of on my own in a way. Let's see what here. Let's see the underlying energy. We have the Ace of Swords. Wow, more thinking. So a lot of clarity, a lot of also clarity between their head and their heart, which I feel like they're in this part of their life where they did a lot of things in their life out of their brain, which we all do in the beginning, right? The supposed to be, the should be, meeting expectations. This is what we're all supposed to do and should do. This is logical. This is responsible. Boring, right? And then the heart's like, oh, but it's like living in like a home that's psh, 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 or they're reminding me like I had several of my residences were downtown here in Colorado Springs, and they have old Victorian homes that were converted into apartments, and they are so unique and so different. And if you go up high enough, there's walls, and that's not being 6'4". There were some of them where I kept on hitting my head because the roof is like this, and bam, oh. You learn to watch where you're going a lot more, but very unique and very artistic, and no air conditioning, and heated by the old, water, thingies, and the washer and dryer, and this you have to go outside and go into the cellar, which is scary. And then you're like, whoa, is Freddy Krueger down here? You know, but it's unique and different. And that's like what the heart would want. It would want this adventure and stuff, right? And then the mind is like, psh, 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 psh. And oh yeah, but it was fun. It was fun. It was a good experience. I loved them. Just it was really only one of them that had a hallway that was like that to go into the bathroom, and I always had to just kind of walk like this to go in there or slouch. But it's good. This energy that they have of that the mind goes, but the heart goes, yes, and that's the difference, right? With our own brain is when we're judging things and saying, oh, that's awful, and it needs to be this and this and this and this and this. That's what they were obeying before out of fear. Now they're looking at like, what does my heart want? Where do I want to be? I don't want to, my heart doesn't want to be here. And that's the mind and the heart that are battling around home and residence and the feel. And I don't know if they have roommates or someone that's with them, and they're like, this is not me anymore. I want different, right? Excuse me, burp. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, yeah. So, and this makes so much sense. I do love spirit so much. We've got the Full card and the Knight of Cups here too. The Knight of Cups, of course, is following the heart, the pursuit, the quest of the heart, and the new adventure. So they are ready for something new, searching something new, seeking something new. Here, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, and I feel like for a time they do want this with the Wheel of Fortune and the High Priestess, two major arcana, but the High Priestess is this energy of wanting to go away into their High Priestess temple, away from everything, away from the chaos, and connect with spirit, look behind the veil, dive deep into emotions, into the subconscious world, and to seek something that feels like for me rather than for others. So there is this big change that I feel they're really getting to that point of seeking what fills them up, right? Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. We got the Three of Pentacles, being true to their authentic selves, and the Knight of Swords, the quest of understanding. What does that mean? So that the contemplation, they don't know what they want. And, it's funny because it's like when we live our whole lives living up to what we think everyone else is expecting of us, and so we do everything to try to please everyone else. When we get to the point where, all right, you know what, I'm going to clear off this table of everyone telling me what I should do and blah blah blah, it's kind of empty. And we're like, I don't know what I want because I've been living up to so many other people's expectations all my life. I remember in my 20s, early 20s, I kind of went through that identity revelation, and I realized I always went along with everyone else. What movie do you want to go? I don't know. What movie do you want to go to? Where do you want to eat? Where do you want to go eat? Oh yeah, no. I didn't have any opinion because my opinion was whoever I was with, whatever they wanted. And even I remember now, it's funny because a friend of mine, um, she got mad at me because she goes, "You never make any decisions," and da 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 da. And I go, "Well, if I ever wanted to make a decision, you wouldn't like it anyway." And she goes like, "No, well, you choose where we're gonna go eat." Oh, go. How about that Mexican place? Well, I don't like that place. And I'm like, "See." But I started to go, like, I went to restaurants by myself and ate food to determine what is my favorite place to eat. I went to a variety of movies and we're like, "Ooh, I don't really no," and, "Oh, I really like that kind." I started to define myself. That's the kind of energy I feel that they're in, and this is especially around their environment where they're wanting to live, as well. They wanna change their residence, um, to make it be something that's more in alignment of who they are becoming and who they feel they are. But a big part of it is, who the hell am I, right? Let's see what else we have here for your fortune cookie. We got the soul coaching cards. Yeah, beauty. They want to surround themselves with what they feel is beautiful. Uh, this is card number 6. It says, "You're beautiful inside and out." And this is what they are trying to find out for themselves. I feel very much Taurus senses, all the senses energy. Your sacred inner and outer space are radiant and glorious. This is what he's like searching for. No matter what your age, your loveliness is growing. Create outer harmony in your home environment. Shut up. Even in small ways, such as a vase of flowers, a scented candle, or clean windows, and your inner grace will glow. Their soul wants them to know the more you see beauty around you, in your environment, yourself, and your body, the more it will fill your life in all forms. Be hesitant to say anything about yourself or your body that's negative. Don't put yourself down silently or to others. Instead, affirm beauty and take time to adorn your body and personal space. Take a luxurious bath, read a book, have a massage, or create a home altar. Cherish yourself, and the luminescence within you and around you will glow. Affirmation: I am deeply and profoundly beautiful. Wow. I love that. How perfect is that, right? I don't feel like a decision's being made yet right now on based on current energies, because I didn't feel like an energy of a decision has been made. This is all that figuring out the who the hell am I has to happen first. Once they decide that, that's the choice that they have to make, right? Then that'll take them in the variety of different directions. They're just showing like there's so many paths that they have to decide um what is for them, right? So not really a time period yet. It's perfect timing always, of course, but there's not like a fated time that it has to be done. It's more of I'm figuring things out kind of energy. So I know we're all about the when humans, I know. But yeah, it's really, I think, over these last 4 years since I left corporate life that I really am so about flowing with time, because I was all about timelines. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And spirit is like, shh, sit down, just be still. What? I'm a hyperactive human being. What do you mean, sit down? Have some coffee. It'll calm you down, hyperactive child. All right. You're very welcome, son. And thank you again for your donation and for your great sense of humor. I'm so grateful. All right. So that is what we have for you. Many blessings. All right. Cat lady of the sea, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. The cat is here. I didn't wear my cat shirt. I have my little Pisces moon kind of shirt on today. All right. The cat car is here. All right. So let's see what we have here. So, cat lady, want to know, is your romantic relationship with Jordan, is that going to end this year? It feels like it's trending toward the end. Yeah, I kind of was picking up on that too. So I feel like you're based on current energies, it feels like that. Let's see where we're at here. And it's more so that there's stubbornness involved, right? I'm not going to say who, maybe it's both, but we know it's more weighted on that side, right? So let's take a look here. So, um, tell us about, based on current energies, the relationship with Jordan. Okay, is it going to end by the end of the year? What else do they want you to know here? They want that. They do want that. They do want this top one too. All right. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Bottom of the deck here, we've got the 10 of Wands energy. And for anyone that's listening, the bottom of the deck is the energy, like kind of the underlying energy of the reading, like the foundation, the stuff that's bubbling below the surface. Tens are ending and beginning new energies, right? It is a card of, can be a card of harvest, or it can be a card of burden, right? And of course, that's where we're feeling right now is this is a burden. This doesn't feel like harvest energy. This feels like burden energy, right? So let's see what we have here. Will it end? All right. Yes. Okay. Well, based on current energies, you know, we have the major arcana number 10 with the 8 of cups. The 8 of cups, of course, is about walking away from relationships that don't serve us anymore, emotions that don't serve anymore. And this is for you. It is the tune of for you, even though I know, eventually you're human, and you might have some of this now. You're very mature in your emotional ability to not, get so caught up in all this wands that you can't, see, I can see how this can be for me. I can see, if I'm making the list of how is this against me and how is this for me, I have things I know I can put on that list. And I know you know that. But sometimes our human is like, how is that for me? And then we're like, but this, the Wheel of Fortune tells us that it is the tune of for me, that even my human will see very clearly that this is for me. This is for us. This is the best thing for the situation, is for this to end and for me to leave behind what no longer serves me so I can head in a direction into something that is more in alignment with who I am and where my soul and my path wants to take me, right? Something that's more in tune with your authentic self. Because, I love this, that when spirit touches this phrase that says, you deserve to be with someone like yourself. Not in a, you deserve to be with someone like yourself, but you deserve to be with someone like yourself that's so giving and willing to communicate, wants to understand, wants to grow, wants to become closer, wants to share love, wants to get deep, doesn't want to be on the shallow, you know. So, based on this energy, it feels like, this is the end, but we'll see what else we have here too. Um, and I know that's kind of the thing that we need to sit with and realize and take our time to mourn over and honor the ending of something. As they're showing me, of all things, a Viking, um, like a body, on a little Viking boat that they send out, and then they do the arrow and set it on fire, and everyone sings or does whatever they do in the traditions for as the boat catches on fire and then sinks. And that's the letting go kind of energy that's there. Let's see what else we have here. Yep, we do have this moon energy, this deep flowing emotional energy, the Four of Pentacles, feeling safe and at home with someone and feeling that you can express your emotions to the fullness of the emotions of who you are, not feeling like, oh, I got to be careful. I can't be too emotional. They don't like it when I'm too emotional. I have to walk on eggshells. No, this is feeling safe in your own place of I get to be who I am, express who I am, not waiting, when's the next time it's going to blow up? When's the next time it's going to be like, um, you know, unacceptance and feeling like I have to shrink, you know. This is the opposite. You deserve this space, the safe space to be you and express your emotion. You deserve that, right? You have the Seven of Wands. Yeah. Again, this energy of being true to your authentic self, not have to dim your light, not ask permission to shine, not defend. Feel like you have to defend who you are and yourself. Yeah, you have the end of a cycle, the beginning of a new adventure, and the Knight of Pentacles. This is the quest of worth and how you see your worth in relationship to the outside world. So there is some, of course, great wisdom that you glean from this relationship. Obviously, you both will learn a lot about life and yourself through all this. But a big piece, especially with the Four of Wands, not the Four of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, with the Knight of Pentacles, is you realize that when we define ourselves, which we're all taught, first of all, there's no judgment in this at all. We all are taught this, unless you're say donated. If you're donated to a Buddhist monastery as a baby, then you may not learn this, but the rest of us, we learn, we're taught define your worth by three buckets: relationships, right, of all kinds, lovers, friends, family, whatever, situations, jobs, education, social status, whatever situations, and things, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions. Define yourself by all these things, but we discover when we do that, that we feel unstable because all of those things are unstable. Everything in the outside world points us back to us. And once we go inward and upward, because we're kind of tired of the disappointment and the things not fulfilling us, then we feel this fullness of life, right? We feel like, wow, I finally have found something that is solid and stable, the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms. Eternal meaning, of course, um, it never has, um, it never ends. It's eternal. And then unconditional, nothing I have to do to earn it, nothing I have to do, or nothing I could do to lose it. It's unconditional. So both of those things, very stable. When we define ourselves by that, then we realize this is who I am, is rooted in that. Then what everyone else is giving instead of falling short becomes above and beyond extra and in fullness. Why hasn't it worked out? Like all human relationships, um, when we are on our journey of worth and our journey of self love, when we're looking for other people to fulfill us, they're always going to fall short. We're all taught a lot growing up of these long list of expectations on who someone is supposed to be, who they're supposed to be in the relationship, what the relationship is supposed to bring me and make me feel about myself, and who am I supposed to be in this relationship. And that can be with family, can be with parent and child, can be with lovers, can be with friends, it can be with work. All of these things, we have this long list of expectations that we've got this. Everyone has expectations. We're all given a different set too. Even my twin nieces, who grew up with basically a lot of the same life, very different expectations. And so they look at the world differently. Everyone does. But when we have this long list of what something and someone is supposed to be in our lives, we focus in on what is not happening instead of having gratitude for what is. And the more we focus on lack and the more we focus on what's not happening, the more we focus on our fears of what their actions mean about me or don't mean about me, with their actions, non-actions, words and silence, all these definitions. Like, again, when we define our worth by their actions and stuff, then we feel unstable. And then we also, all that, because we're focusing on lack, we get more lack, right? That's really what sucks the life out of relationships, situations, and things in our life, because we're expecting it to be something it can't be. So no, there's only when we have rules, when we have conditional love law. Right. So hello, hello. Let's see. Yay! Hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, let me get this chat popped back out here. Lordy, lordy. I tell you, I'm so grateful that we're reconnected, because last night that's what happened. And then when I went to reconnect, we were all gone. And let me make sure here. Is it gonna? Oh no. So I think I lost some chat. I'll have to grab that for the afternoon session. All right. Okay, we are back. So sorry, so sorry, so sorry. I know, right? Yes, I did get the super chat, Debbie. So that did come through. I do see that. And let me see here. Do I have Sudeshna? Okay, yeah. So I do, and just I think I'm missing some of the free readings from before Sudeshna. So I'll have to find those for earlier. All right. So now you can hear me again. So when you were asking about, I don't know where it left off, but we were talking about expectations, and the more expectations we have and we focus on those, that's lack, that takes us in there. And when there's you know, the um when you're asking, is it, so it's my fault? And I was like, yes. I'm like, it's all your fault, it's all your fault. I'm like, no, it's there's only fault. The human thinks there's fault when we have this long list of expectations, which I call conditional love laws, because we have this long list that we're taught growing up. All this needs to happen in order for me to be lovable and acceptable and not rejectable and successful, blah blah blah. But everyone has a different list. It's all different, right? And so the way I look at it, which really brings it home, is like, so if I expect you, cat lady, that you're going to give me $1,000 a day for the rest of my life, um, and you don't do that, is that your fault for disappointing me? Or is that my fault for expecting that of you? Or is there no fault at all? And that's just a mindset. This is a condition I thought to believe. But when I release that, when I'm like, well, it's silly that I should expect that of you, where does that come from? Oh, I have this long held belief that everyone in your life should give you $1,000 a day. And you're like, well, I would question that belief, because you're going to be disappointed a lot in your life if you have this expectation that everyone's going to give you $1,000 a day for the rest of your life. And you're like, look at all these people that are, you know, making me sad because they're not living up to my expectations. There's a big aha that comes when we realize expectations and all that things that sound like supposed to be and should be, need to be, have to be, must be, are lies. We have everything we need right here inside of us. That's where we find our worth. Everything else is just above and beyond extra, but we're taught, no, all these things, relationships, situations, and things are supposed to define me. And that's all BS. It's not true. It's just the human adventure. And once we've had enough of giving our power away and being a puppet to the outside world, being at the whim of everyone else, of this, whatever they're doing or not doing, saying or not saying means something about me, then I'm a puppet, right? If the world is doing things, then I have to, have this story, have this emotion, have this energy, and have this reaction, then I'm a puppet on strings. I'm pretending that the world controls me, pretending, because it doesn't. That power of choice, we learn that I get to choose the story. I get to choose the emotion. I get to choose the energy. I get to choose my actions, and I'm not responsible for anyone else's. It's a big, amazing thing. At the beginning, we did a little tapping and around this little card. So I would, if you weren't here for that, definitely rewind to listen to that. Also, this is a great book that I'm reading right now that is all about this accepting others as they are, accepting us as we are, our own selves too, and realizing all the lies we've been given our life around all of that stuff. It sets us free. So when a relationship doesn't work out the way we think our human thinks it is supposed to be, it doesn't mean it was wrong. It doesn't mean it was broken. It means that, because none of us are broken. I have a little um, this little sticky that I have here on it. It says, here's my wonderful handwriting: I'm not broken. I'm burning away that which is not me. Look, I'm a masterpiece in progress. I didn't see that on the bottom, but that's what's happening, is I'm burning away those things that are not me. And we're realizing that through our interactions with all humans, because everyone's a mirror showing us what we want to see about ourselves. And when someone doesn't live up to being who we are, or no, sorry, let me say that again. When someone is telling us we're not living up to who they want us to be, and then we are like, well, they're not living up to who I want them to be, that lack of control, these emotions, all this stuff points us back to us going, wait a minute. And then we eventually have an aha where I'm not defined by all that stuff. When I start to question my thoughts and beliefs, I get to be set free, because it's realizing all that stuff is small t truths rooted in fear. It's not true. Capital T truths of unconditional love and joy and laughter, is where it's at, right? Yeah. And that's the thing. I think it's Byron Katie. It's someone that says, forgiveness is a huge transformational energy where we do let people go. Like Perfect Love says, we let people go. We release them from the wrath. I like one of these forgiveness examples that someone said. It's like choosing to no longer be a vessel of pain because other people's um, actions, non-actions, words or silence, right? That I'm pouring out the pain so I can be a vessel of love. And Byron Katie, she says, I think it was her that said, one of the biggest aha she had is when she realized no one needs to be forgiven because no rule was ever broken. No true rule was ever broken. It's only our perceived opinion, all these opinions we were given that someone didn't live up to. There's no forgiveness needed because there was nothing that was ever broken. Yeah, there is no sin. There is no need of sacrifice. There is only eternal unconditional love. And when we realize that, we realize all of this illusion of failure, this perception of failure, of falling short, of being unlovable and limited and powerless, and everything we come down here to experience. There's no judgment in it. It's like this tapestry back here, back here. Uh, if it was all beige, we wouldn't see the beautiful design. It's the shadow we come here to experience, to understand ourselves more. And as we realize that, it's like, yeah, we have these rules. Someone's not supposed to look at someone, and when they're with me, and it's like, who made that up? If we recognize, ooh, they're hot, doesn't mean I'm going to go, screw around with them or whatever. Um, I'm not supposed to have more than one person in my life at the same time. We have all these rules of society that someone made up, and it's like, what? There's none of that, really. It's all human designed, human character opinion, right? So I feel like you get it. We'll stop beating the dead horse here. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here regarding this as well. But no, you're not at fault. There's no fault. There's just growth and learning, right? right, this is yours here. So let's see what we have here too. Yep, the truth. Finding the capital T truth, right? Capital, not capital, number 50. Number of change, 5, 5, 50, 5 plus 0 is 5. All right, thank you, Perfect Love, for doing that. Appreciate that. So I love this. So after all this capital T truth and small t truth, it says, find your truth. Be honest with yourself and speak your heart, not your mind. That mind is the small t truth of bleh. Our heart is what connects to the higher unconditional love, the capital T truth, right? Walk your talk and follow your inner guidance in all activities. The truth is within you. Listen for what is sincere and honest in others. And your soul wants you to know often the hardest thing about living your truth is knowing what that is. There's a place inside of you that always knows what's true for you and what isn't. Sometimes it takes sincere silence and deep stillness to find that voice. But once you discover it, let go of anything in your life that isn't authentic. Release relationships. Wow. Release relationships that don't empower you and situations in which you find yourself being less than honest for fear of being judged and not accepted. Miracles follow when you take the time to be genuine. Wow. And your affirmation is, I live my truth. Whew. I got the goosebumpies. This is powerful. And thank you for being vulnerable, Cat Lady, and sharing that. Because I feel like this was definitely for more than just you and me. I feel like a lot of us gleaned from that awareness, because what an amazing truth. So hang in there, my dear. I know right now it's raw and feel the feels. You came here to feel the feelings, and so that's okay. To do that, you have my permission. That's a joke. You don't need my permission to feel your feels. But if it helps, you do have my permission always. Feel all feelings, and definitely hang in there. So much love to you. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And then, yay, you are up. So let me just check one thing real quick here. Well, let me put your timestamp out here before I forget, because I'll think I did it and I didn't. But let me check here. Yay. I'm just going to check to see if there's any comments here from you. Nope, I don't see any. So we will give you a general reading, which Spirit knows what you're wanting to know. And if for some reason it doesn't align with what you were wanting to know, please let me know. My email's in the description box of the video. Just reach out to me and go, hey, this is Yay. This is what I was really wanting to know. This was my question. And then we will get you squared away one way or another, all right? So let's see here. Thank you again for your donation and patience in getting to your reading. I know just as you were donating, I think like moments afterwards, it was like, internet gone, bye. Psh. So let's see what we got here. They want this one too. All right. So yay. Yay. All right. So 7 of Cups on the bottom here. This is all about, I feel like it's funny because they're showing me, like, I don't know, sometimes like communities or whatever, they'll have a little food celebration where they have little carts where it's like they call it the taste of the town here, where they'll have well, not all, but a lot of big restaurants will have little taste testing where you can go and taste some of their meals, and it's to bring awareness around, who they are and get people to come into the restaurant, of course. But it's a nice little celebration. And the Seven of Cups is that for you. It's like this next 7 days are like every day, it's a focus of a new emotion that you get to feel and experience as you're going through it. And so it's like there's this message of feel your emotions. It's kind of like we were just talking about a moment ago too. It's we're all here to feel our emotions. There's no right or wrong emotion. There's just different emotions with different experiences and different outcomes. There's not better or worse emotions from spirit standpoint. It's just different. And but we're taught here as humans, this is a good emotion, this is a bad emotion, blah blah blah, right? And it's like no 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 no. That's just a human journey to try to define and judge things. That's our, our plight. But you get to have 7 days of seven different emotions, and it's okay to feel them all. It means you don't have to act on them. An emotion takes 90 seconds to do its full run through our body, and then it's done. But it's this thing that loops it over and over and over and over again that makes it feel like, oh, why won't this go away? Because the mind battles against, you're not supposed to feel this way. It keeps it looping. When you accept the emotion and allow yourself to flow and feel it, then it's gone in 90 seconds. So you can just do a little taste of an emotion and go, bleh, I don't want to feel that again. You don't have to, right? What else? You got the Two of Wands. Yep, your power of energetic choice and the letting go of expectation. So the Wands energy, the Two of Wands is every moment I can choose higher vibration of gratitude, unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and fun, play energy. Or I can choose expectations, those small t truths rooted in fear that are, we fear what will leave our life, we fear what will come in, we have this lack energy of wanting things and needing things, and all of that, of course, brings us more of those experiences. Whatever we focus on is what we draw to us. So I like that. Feel your emotions, but it doesn't mean you have to like zero in and focus on it and overdo it, because then you just grow that emotion. Unless it's an emotion you really love feeling, then by all means go full boat into it, right? But otherwise, if it's like bleh, you're not going to go like take a drink of it and go, this sucks, this is really really bad, oh god, I don't want to feel, I don't want to drink any more of this. Well, stop drinking it, right? So I like that. I like this analogy. Let's see what else we have here. You've got the King of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, there is this balancing of your heart and your mind with the King of Cups. And the Seven of Swords is an energy of being aware of my own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that deceived me, that would take me into those fears, right? What all these things, these beliefs about that means this about me, that means that about them, this means that about the world, all these stories. It's question these stories that have cheated us out of emotions that we want to experience and that have brought us emotions that they suck. They're sour and bitter. And sometimes we like sour and bitter. That's okay. You can drink that. But a lot of times we like the sweet better, right? Especially when it's sugar free. Let's see what else we have here. You got the Five of Wands. This is a conflicting energy of the Five of Wands, but it is a number of change, an energy of change, going from lower vibration to higher vibration. Know that you have the ability here to choose your emotions and to choose your stories. You've been given a lot of opinion on what things should mean and how you should feel. Doesn't mean you have to do it. But if you want to, more power to you. If you're sick and tired of feeling a certain way, know you have the power to change it if you want to. Yeah, because underneath you have the King of Swords here, which the King of Swords is an energy. They roll over the mind with the Queen, but they also, every king gets a second portion of swords or air, mental energy, which makes them the master of the mind. So they're not just the ruler, but they're the master of the mind and the story. You even have on the bottom of the deck, too, the Six of Swords. Leaving behind old ways of thinking allows you to move into new ways of thinking, moves from choppy waters to calmer waters, changing from I love that they have a swan there, changing from the ugly duckling to actually a beautiful swan. You realize what what people were defining, and this is amazing because in the ugly duckling story, the old story, right? The little duck that looked different from all the other ducks and got made fun of, and because they were defining them as a duck, and you should be a duck, and you're not looking the right way for a duck, and blah 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 blah. Come to find out, this is for this come to find out, they were a swan the whole time. They weren't supposed to look like a duck because they were different. They were something different. So it's about stepping out of the story of the should be and embrace the what is, right? So I like that. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here. All right. Hope I want any of those. What is the fortune cookie? Is there a duck in here? Is there a swan? Well, we just had the swan. Okay, it's this one here. All right. We got Sanctuary, card number 43. No duck, but we have, I think, doves there somewhere. Yes. So, Sanctuary. Let's see what we have. Go within and find your inner refuge. Be a safe haven for yourself and others. Step forward with grace, deliberation, and thoughtfulness. Take moments for reflection, right? Think on those thoughts. Your soul wants you to know it's in times of retreat and inner sanctuary that you can truly hear the voice of your soul. Create a place of beauty in your home that feels sacred and holy, and spend time there or in nature, carefully listening to your inner voice. Not this thing, this thing. If you've been pushing too hard or struggling to keep going, this is the time to be still and nurture your internal world. Draw nourishment from the wellspring inside of you. Think carefully about decisions you make at this time and proceed with care and deliberation. Retreat, reflect on your heart's true desires, and access your divine guidance. I love that. Your affirmation: I am divinely guided, gently, and lovingly. Beautiful. So I love that for you, yay. So, again, if that wasn't answering your question, please reach out to me via the email. All right. So that's all of the donations from last night. We've completed all those. I know we're an hour in here, but we also had some fun, technical fun situation. So, all right, now we'll begin today. All right, so let's take a look here where we're at. Sudeshna Ghosh, you'll be up first. Let me just check timestamps here. All right, and then let me just make the list here and let everyone know. And then love is the most powerful force in the universe times 2. Thank you for those. And then let's see here. Okay. Then we have, hey, Shanae Govender. You were up after that. Oops. Okay. Scroll. And okay. Okay. And then Perfect Love. I see yours there. So you'll be up after that. Okay. And then we do jump over to Maria P via Z PayPal. And then Debbie O. Texas. That isn't. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. For a moment, I thought it was a Q. I'm like, that's not a Q. Debbie O. All right. I think. And then Crescent Moon. All right. So those are the donations. So we'll start on those. Let me just separate these. I'm going to put these here so everyone knows. So I'll make a note from last night. There we go. And this is from today. There we go. That way it's all clear for me and everyone else. All right. Wink, wink. Because they're so funny. All right. So thank you guys again so much for all your patience and getting into your readings. For those of you waiting for free readings, I'll be on for probably 2 more hours. Once I'm done with donations, I'll start into free readings, whatever I don't get to in this session. I do come back in the evening, afternoon, after I eat and rest for a little bit and recharge, and then we come in and finish out all of the other readings, whatever I didn't get to this morning. So that is where we will be. All right. So don't forget timestamps here, brudda-zen. All right. About to jump right in. All right. So we've got Sudeshna Ghosh. You're up first. Let's grab your timestamp here. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you for your donation. And let's find your question up here. And let's give that a love and a like since it lets me. And let's see here today. Okay, so today, okay, well, this is for Sumita. So Satyaki, just S. We know who they are. They're coming to see her, or they came to see her for marriage. Will things move forward? How is the match and anything else? Oh, all right. So based on current energies, will things move forward? That's that one. And how is the match? And I feel like we do want that one and anything else. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. So we want to know, will things move forward? We have the Page of Pentacles. I feel like there'll be another gathering, another meeting, another how did you say? Well, meeting, right? They came together. So another coming together kind of energy in the future with the Page of Pentacles. So there is an additional opportunity that's coming in here. How is the match? All right. Got a little bit of shaky, bakey here. We do have the Wheel of Fortune, though. And the Hangman. Wow, 3 major arcana that are coming in here. And it is a very transformative energy here, because with the Hanged Man, that's like a caterpillar to a butterfly. The Wheel of Fortune it's a fortunate, of course, card for Sumita. And there is this, change energy with all of this here. Even the Devil card is letting go of some long-held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have been around for a very long time. So I do feel here the match feels challenging to both parties, because there are some things that are core long-held beliefs that kind of are bumping heads a little bit. It is transformative. It does require everyone to kind of go through a change kind of energy. Let's see what we have here too. Yeah, we do have the 3 of Cups. Joy, celebration. 4 of Swords is about letting go of some expectations to be able to come to this. So I do feel like, this isn't a guarantee. We have the Hermit card too, which is about, stepping back. And so that's telling me not that she's going to be alone, but that there is some time that everyone is going back to do some soul searching, to come back together to see if they're willing to let some of these things go. Everyone has this big long list of, this is what I demand, right? And then they're like, well, these are deal breakers. And they're like, really? Oh, let me go think about those. Because not everything is a deal breaker, right? There's some things are like, well, that's not ideal, but let us go think about it. And I feel like that's kind of the energy that's coming in here. There's not a decision that's been made yet, because it is dependent upon a lot of change among both parties. It's not just one has to change to allow it. It's, well, let's really look at what are truly the deal breakers, and can we work with these things, right? It's always everybody wanting the best for their children and for family and business and everything too, right? So, it almost becomes that it's a negotiation, right? And so I feel like there will be negotiation coming forward. Your fortune cookie, yeah, simplicity. Just keep it simple, everybody. Which is card 45. Let's see what that brings in here. Do what matters, right? There you go. What matters the most? Keep it simple. What are the deal breakers? And release the rest to find peace, grace, and stillness. Clear internal and external clutter. And that's a good thing about this is like get rid of all the stuff. What's the most important things and can we work with that? Not this and that and that and that and that. It's like, what's the most important stuff? Can we work with it? That's kind of what the energy spirit is saying. Your soul wants you to know, or her soul wants her to know, one of the fastest ways to align with the tranquil vibration of the creator is through simplicity. A busy life and the accumulation of more than you need creates static. It can be difficult to hear the voice of spirit when there's mental chaos in your life, right? Supposed to be, should be, need to be. Create time to rest and rejuvenate. Clear the clutter in your home, the files in your computer, and the drawers at work. Even a small amount of this cleansing can make an immense difference. Create a feeling of simplicity and know the grace of the divine. And the affirmation is deep, profound serenity is expanding in my life. And I feel like that's for Sumita. Right? So that's what they have for you, Sudeshna. So many blessings to you. Hopefully that helps. All right, all right, all right. All right, and then love is the most powerful force in the universe. Let's grab your timestamp. This will be for both of your readings, so ×2. So thank you for your dual donations. The first one, let's give that a love and a like there. You want to know, is Elle hanging out with someone? If yes, are they platonic or romantic? All right, let's take a look here. So based on current energies, is Elle hanging out with someone? Let's see here. Are they hanging out with someone? All right, and then just the one there. And if yes, are they platonic, or romantic? I do want that one. I want this one, and this one, and then this below the surface. Not those. All right. So are they hanging around with someone? The Five of Wands is a conflicting energy. And that feels like a yes to me here, that they are hanging around with someone because they're feeling conflicted inside of themselves. Elle is, and that's why I feel like there's conflict, because their mind and their heart are like battling, and they're being drawn, in two different directions. That's what I'm kind of feeling from that. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll do this first here. The Knight of Wands. Is it romantic? I don't know if it's romance, but there is very much energetic and passionate energy. Romance can be of the heart, but I guess it can be of the body too. Let's see what else we have here. We've got Capricorn energy here. Devil card, Saturn, Capricorn. Do you have the Eight of Swords? A lot of mental energy here. And the Ten of Cups. So it does feel here there is, of course, this would be emotion. There is motion, passion, energy here. However, with this Eight of Swords and the Devil card and all of this, I do feel like it has been romantic. It has been passionate with this Knight of Wands on the bottom. But it also feels like this conflicting energy is coming back with the Five of Wands and the Devil and the Eight of Swords is me letting go of beliefs and communication that doesn't serve me anymore. I've been challenged. It's like a stepping stone kind of energy where I've been with someone, I've had a lot of conflict with them, and now I'm not so much feeling like this is for me anymore. So it kind of feels like it has been, but I'm not sure if it's going to continue. It doesn't feel like it is. It feels like the conflict has been building and building and building between them. And I feel like there's going to be an exit from this in the future. So I don't feel like it's like at the beginning stages, I feel it's more towards it's not the sunrise, we're towards the sunset with that. So let's see what we have here for the fortune cookie too. See what we can get from that. Let me put these cards back in. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm doing things out of order. Things are out of order. Maybe that's what it is. All right. We've got communication. Yeah. Card number 11. Psst, 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 psst. Little girl whispering to the tiger. Oops. Oops, if I have it up right side up here. So it says, communicate from your heart and speak your truth without hesitation. Be willing to stand before the crowd and share from your center. This isn't the time to be shy and hesitant, but to heal through communication. You're a natural teacher. Here's all that learning and growing. I feel like this is L's energy, unless it resonates for you or any of us. Of course, we can always apply it as well. Your soul wants you to know discretion is the better part of valor. However, sometimes it may be fear rather than discretion that keeps you from reaching out. Communication restores trust and allows you to clarify your ideas, position, and feelings. It can be healing when you share what has been withheld. Now is the time to take a risk and have the courage to speak with forthright clarity. Share any unspoken darkness that lays heavy in the heart. Even if you're afraid, declare your truth for all to hear without fear of being rejected or misunderstood. When you do this, transformation and healing can occur. Your affirmation, I communicate from my heart and love surrounds and protects me. Ooh, I love that. Beautiful card. Right. So that is for the first one there. And then for number 2, let's give that one a love and a like. And I do see your free reading. We'll circle back around for that eventually sometime today. Anyone know, are redemption centers where they give you humanitarian funds a real thing? And when will they open? All right. Interesting. This doesn't feel true, but let's take a look here. Are redemption centers a real thing? Okay, thank you. I don't feel like they are, so they're going to give you some additional information there. Well, I knew there was one more. It's like, where's it at? Yeah. And it, with the tower card being on the bottom, it could have been an idea that was in in the pipeline. I love that. Such a corporate word. It was in the pipeline. It was an idea. It was something that was being floated and it got blown and blasted out. So it could have been an idea that was floating, like I said, floating around, but it didn't gain the ground and the acceptance and the backing. So it feels like it fell apart. Yeah. The 9 of Wands. Here's the barrier keeping it from going forward. They didn't feel it was going to be, with that Page of Pentacles, they didn't feel like the cost was going to be worth because of all the stuff that would have to go around it and be reallocated and moved around. They were just like, why are we redoing something when we have this? And it's just going to end up costing more and be more difficult and complex and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So the 3 of Wands underneath, they ended up going a different direction with it all, which makes sense with those cards coming in. Let's see what else they want you to know here too. We've got Leo energy here. 9 of Swords. Yeah. The fears. the courage to face the fears. What's underneath here, although, too? Yeah, but the Ace of Wands energy. There was this, so the individuals that were trying to kind of have this happen and go this direction, there was so many concerns and expectations and fears with the Nine of Swords energy that they were going to try to like double down and really try to push for it. But the Ace of Wands, there was this new idea that everyone was excited about. And it's kind of like being in a meeting where you're like, everyone's like, well, I don't see that, and da 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 da, da. And you're gonna speak next. You're getting ready to go. Well, let me just tell you, blah 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 blah. Blah. And someone goes, well, because look at this thing is coming and blah blah blah. Oh, and everyone gets excited about it, and there are like your points, like the points that I want to make to sell it are all getting blasted out of the water by this new thing that someone's bringing up. And they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll just let it die its death kind of thing. And that's what they did. So yeah, it felt like it was something, an idea that people were really putting a lot of effort to try to make it happen. But I do feel like it was more for their own glory than it was for the people. And that's why it kind of pooped out too. Because they were like, if you've ever worked in a corporation, sometimes there's people that want to revamp this whole thing so that they get their name out there and are seen, when really it would have been fine. Why it wasn't broken? Why did you want to fix it by making everyone change everything when we really end up with almost the same result? Interesting, right? All right, let's take a look here. For your fortune cookie for this one. Yep, embracing. Card number 15. I kind of just embraced the failure of it all. Enhance all of your life, both the dark and the light. Dance with your shadow and reclaim parts of yourself that you've denied. Embrace your past and what has been hidden or denied. Your soul wants you to know the path to wholeness is through accepting and embracing all parts of yourself. Every experience you've had, even the ones that you thought were bad, was important for your spiritual journey. So the person and people that went through the rejection and acceptance, it was good for them to experience it. What you deny in yourself can fester and even control your life. Embrace your darkness because you need every aspect of yourself in order to attain wholeness. Don't suppress your anger, your bitterness, or fear to a place where it can grow in the deep recesses of your being. Bring it to the light, accept and love it all. The affirmation is, I embrace and love all of my life. I like it. It was a good learning experience. I am sensing, because they didn't voice themselves like they recommended, I feel like especially the person that was going to benefit the most from it, like, look at me, everybody. It's been really gnawing at them. And they might even try to bring it up again in the future. But I don't feel like it's going to take root anywhere. So hopefully that helps, love. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right, Shanae, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. Good to see you. All right, there we go. We'll give that a love and a like here. So thank you for your donation. And I am well. I hope you are well. So your spirit guides have been telling you to move on from your last situation in love. And you have been, right? Good job. Fist bump. But I still feel so deeply like we're meant to reconnect. Any guidance from them? All right, we'll take a look here. Yeah.
No, no, no. 1,000 times no.
It's funny. It's right by my coffee here, my no button. Let's see what their real message is. That's for comic relief. Let's take a look here. So tell us here, any guidance on this, about these feelings that you're meant to reconnect. Okay, thank you. You want this one, and these underneath. Ooh, and these over here, leading to this. All right, let's take a look here. Right. Ooh, these are 4 underneath. Okay, let me just scooch these so I can have all that. Well, at the bottom of the deck, you do have the 5 of Cups, which is the sorrow card, right? It is about, no emotion. We all have emotional choices, right? And we came here to experience all emotion. There's no wrong emotion. We can choose a lower vibration emotion or higher, whatever we're wanting to feel, whatever we're tasting in the moment. And so they're saying, feel any way that you want to feel. Don't resist your feelings, let them flow has been a big message for today, especially since there's a lot of emotional energy flowing. Venus just moved into Cancer a couple of days ago. So there's a lot of emotion that's been going on for, well, what, since 2020, but a lot astrologically this year. Huge change, huge emotional flow over the last month and a half with all these planets moving into Cancer and into Cancer season, and the sign of Cancer and all that. It's like it's been crazy. A lot of emotional expansion and flow energy. So they're like, feel the feels. Sometimes we hold on to feelings because we feel like I shouldn't feel this way, and so we'll keep looping it in our brain goes, no, no, no. It keeps looping the emotion instead of just feeling it. And when we feel it and flow through it, then it goes on and we don't hold on to it. It's a little bit of guidance around that. Let's see here more so about the are you meant to reconnect? That's just kind of an underlying energy around this situation. Allow the emotional energy to flow and change. Let's see here. You do have the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. They're like, well, that is an option. your, your spirit guides. Well, we would never tell you what you have to do. They always, only when we ask them for advice, right? Because a lot of it, they honor our free will and our journey, our power of choice, and so they don't see situations as better or worse. They just see situations as different situations, different experiences, different outcomes. So they could be letting you know, hey, I know you're really fixed on that, but we just want you to know there's something even better up here for you. It's like, and they bring this example up sometimes, like on a plane. If you've ever flown on a plane, if you ever sit in in coach back against the last seat in the last part of the plane that leans up against the wall where the commodes and the bathrooms are, the seat doesn't go back. It's very noisy. The door opening and closing vibrates your chair. You smell odors. You're like, oh my god, what died in there? And there usually sometimes there's even stewards back there that are, they're working on stuff and noise and but you're glad to be on the flight, right? You're like, I'm so glad that I was able to get this seat on this plane. I'm so grateful for it, where it's headed. I'm really happy where it's headed, right? Now, if your spirit guides came down and said, I know you really love the seat that you're in right now, and you don't want to give up this seat, but I want you to know there's a seat in first class for you if you want to go there. And if you know that, you're like, what? Wait, say that again? Yeah, first class. The seats that recline fully, and you can have a nap, and you have a small amount of people that are served by a couple of people, and you get a free meal and a free all the drinks and food, whatever you want, and blah blah blah. You're like, no, I want to stay in this seat. You know, our spirit guides will tell us there's a better seat, not a better seat. Let's say there's a different seat with different stuff. Just lets you know it's there. If you chose, nah, I like where I'm at, then they're like, I get it. It's your choice. They don't look at it as like, oh my God, I can't believe you did do that, right? So I like this, that it's, yeah, that's one choice if you wanted to reconnect with them, but there's something more in alignment for you further down the road, right? Yeah. The Knight of Wands. This is the quest for your power of choice. Whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. So if you are focusing on an energy and you're trying to move on, but you have energy of lack, energy of loss that we're focusing on, we're going to continue to feel loss even more. If I have gratitude for what I've learned and what I experienced with them, and the love that I have and I have had for them, then you're going to see this change of energy that might draw you further forward instead of, I really liked that seat and had some fun conversations and stuff and experiences, but I'm ready to experience first class. Sure. Why not? Right? Shouldn't I? Are you here? Hey, you are here. Hey. Okay. Yeah, the Two of Cups. Yeah. Again, I like this. Normally, this means relationship, but there are two choices, right? You're like, here's the sour drink that you can drink out of, or the sweet drink. And you're like, well, sometimes we are in the mood for a sour drink, but once you taste the sweet drink, you're like, that's funny. Funny, funny, funny. Yeah. You have the Magician, you have the Page of Pentacles. So it is up to you if you want to re-experience something with them, because the Page of Pentacles, I feel, is saying you can have another opportunity with them, if you want, but because the Magician is whatever you focus on is what you draw in, and if you're focusing on what you've had with them, you'll just have more of what you had with them, not more. Like, no matter how much you're going to say, you're a first class seat, you're a first class seat, that seat is in coach and it's not going to be uprooted and moved up to first class. It is always going to be what it is. All right. Um, yeah, you got the Four of Wands. There is this joyful marriage ahead for you up in first class, with the marriage card and the joy and celebration card. So there is that available. They're just saying, just so you know, there's also a party going on up in first class, but not trying to change your mind. Just want to make sure you have all the information you need to make the most educated decision for you with what you want, right? And then underlying energy here. Your guides are so funny. All right. You have the Page of Swords. It is important here to realize what you learned about yourself, and your expectations around what a relationship should be, who someone should be, who you should be. Questioning these expectations of, are these really what I want? What is the story that I've been putting to things, and is that the story I want going forward, right? You have the Chariot card. Here's your power of choice underneath the surface. So that is the choice of story, emotion, energy, and action. That's all. They're like, you have that ability. Whatever you want to experience, you get to experience. And there's never any judgment from them. They don't go like, here we go again. It's like, no, all right, that's what you want to do. All right, let's buckle up, everybody. Get ready. This is a rough ride. So buckle down the hatches. They prepare for that, whatever journey you want to do. And they don't really have any judgments of this is better or worse for you. There's just different experiences. We're eternal beings. If we had a grasp of how many expressions of our soul we've experienced in different realms, even just in humanity, as animals and plants and rocks and all these different beings that we are, human characters that we've been, and all these lifetimes, the ones we will be in, we're like, there's no right way. There's different experiences, and if we did the same one every time, what we would think from a human perspective, the perfect experience, boring. We want adventure, right? And so, just know that there's no wrong. It's like, if you want that, go for it, right? You do have the Three of Cups energy coming in here. It is your spirit guides. They've got your back always. There is a little bit of um, third party energy with that. just so you know, and the Three of Wands, about a change of direction with new information that you change direction, right? A little more knowledge and awareness that you end up going a different route than you thought you would anyway. But I do feel like you're learning a lot and understanding, going, wait a minute, what's this third party involved with all of this, right? Like, are they already seen someone else? Was there a third party? Is that part of the breakup? But there is this third interest or this other interest that's there. And if you realize that, you're like, wow, how quickly they move on. Sometimes that helps us get over people real quick, right? But something to contemplate, something to look at here. There's not fated energy to be together, like we're fated to be together. Nothing like that I feel there. It's more like, oh, you want to go another round around the track? Go ahead. You can go one more time. If you want to learn things really good, like I did, 5 different relationships with a lot of the same type of person, sure. you know, I by no means would never judge. I like learning things really, really good. All right, what else do we have here? Yep, you have believe. Yeah, believe in what you really deserve here. We got that card number 8. It's like that the making a wish with a falling star. It's like, what do I want? Don't settle. Believe, and it says believe in yourself. Have faith in magic and miracles. If you can conceive it, you can achieve it. Your soul wants you to know one of the secrets of the universe is the power of belief. If you're able to imagine and believe that something good will happen, miracles can unfold. Expectations can act in both positive and negative ways, and your fixed thoughts and opinions about yourself have created your world and your experiences. If you've had an unpleasant history, this often creates negative beliefs about yourself and the world around you. Know that in the past, know that the past doesn't need to equal the future. Your new positive conceptions can create a fresh and exhilarating future. Simply believe that it's possible. Visualize and imagine your life as you desire it to be, and most important, feel how good it will be and hang on for a great ride. Affirmation: the best is yet to come. I like that. So not looking backward, but looking forward, right? So hopefully that helps, Shanae. That's what they have for you, my dear. All right. So we have those. Let me scroll back up here. There we go. So perfect love. Here we are. We've made it. We've made it. We've made it. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's get your timestamp down here. Boom. And let's give that a love and a like. All right. So let's see here. Perfect love. Let's find your question down here. Okay. Maybe it was above. Let me just scroll up here. I said no that it will. Right, perfect love. If you haven't put a question out yet, make sure to pop one down there. Oh, you don't have a question. Oh, you just wanted to make a donation? No question, just gifting. Well, I appreciate that. Well, I will remove you off of the little list here then. Thank you so much for that. I'll remove this off of here too, just so it's not confusing. Synchronicity brought you here. Well, thank you so much for your donation. I'm so grateful. It's always a nice surprise. I'm so thankful for that. You're so sweet. Appreciate that. Many blessings to you. Oh, you can pull a card. Okay. So let me undo what I just did. You're so funny. All right, so perfect love. All right, so we'll give you a new one. 15333. Look at all those threes. So that was meant to be. Boom, boom, boom. So, oh, it's not 53. Oh, it's 33. 15333. I said it right. All right, yeah, let's pull a card here. Let's see what we have here for you. Thank you for holding the energy and the love. Okay, well, you don't get one card, you get a few here. Let's see what we have. And we'll get you a fortune cookie too. You got the King of Swords popped out, which is a card. Of course, they roll over the sword suit and with the queen, and they get a second portion of swords. All the kings do, and so they're really the master of mind. But they give you the gift of the Ace of Swords to see things from a higher perspective, to see things from this with clarity, from the capital T truth of unconditional love, right? From perfect love, right? And I like this energy because this is an energy of teaching, learning, but teaching as well. And so I like that for you here because you've learned a lot. And though and maybe you do teach already, but I do feel like um, you've learned a lot and you teach people a lot through conversation and through one-on-one and just living your life and sharing words, and kind of like you've been doing in the chat too, about how you share your wisdom. And this is about a more structured way of sharing your story, of sharing your wisdom, sharing your experiences. I like that. Yeah, I feel like it's something that's been growing for a while with the Seven of Pentacles, because that's the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. But also with the Six of Cups energy, this is this energy of past life energies and past life emotions, dealing with the Akashic records, and sharing that. So and I feel like you have explored this, but I feel like there is some more exploration that you can do into the Akashic records, into past lives, especially around emotional transmutation of past life emotions. Um, and it has to do with in relation to current emotions people are experiencing too. It's like as you help them transmute past life emotions, it also grabs onto current emotions and it just kind of joins in, and it kills, like, not kills, it transmutes two birds with one transmutation instead of killing two birds with one stone. It transmutes two birds with one transmutation. I like that. You have the Two of Wands on the bottom of the deck, which not the normal meaning coming through on this one, because this is like you have two it's like you have two magic wands, you know. It's like in Harry Potter, they give them one. No, you have a double, kind of like how the ninja warriors or in the kung fu movies, it's like people who have two blades. You have two wands. You have this ability, okay, that's it. That's the two wands, is to help both with past and current energies. So you have this gift, the spiritual gift of being able to transmute those together. So it's like, well, some people do one, some people do the other. You've been given both because there's a special kind of process that you can develop on how you do that combined. And hopefully that makes sense. So I like that for you. A short and sweet one. I feel like that is a nudge for you. They just wanted to keep it very simple and clear. Let's see what your fortune cookie says, though, too. Let's see what else we have coming here. Oh, all right, there we go. Yeah, got gratitude coming in. Beautiful energy with card 26. Let's see what this is here. The universe is grateful for you. Appreciation for everything flows through you in great bounty. Cherish the preciousness of life and everyone and everything around you. Your soul wants you to know gratitude is the secret to a joy-filled life. True thankfulness can work like modern-day alchemy, yielding happiness and peace beyond imagination. And it's so simple. Find what's good and wonderful in every moment. No matter what's happening around you, there's always something to be grateful for. Whatever you appreciate in life will grow. So discover what you're thankful for, even the people and situations you found challenging, and watch miracles unfold. Wow. Your affirmation: this is a glorious time to be alive, and I am so grateful. I love that. Beautiful energy. So there you are. Energy of gratitude. I love that. And gratitude to you, Perfect Love. Thank you so much for your donation. I love that message for you. Excited for what you bring forth. All right. Then we have Maria P is up next. Let's grab that timestamp here. Ah, I love it. Beautiful. The world definitely needs that. All right. So, Maria B, thank you so much for your donation via Z PayPal. Let's dive in here. Let me take a quick sip here. All right. Nope, you'll be up next, Debbie. Maria P, she came in via Z PayPal. So she got in there just before you because you'll be up next. And then Crescent Moon. Sorry, Maria, let me just do this while we're here because I haven't done it in a while either. So you're like, hold on. Let's see here. And then let me look at timestamps. And then we have, so Maria P will be up next, and then Debbie O, and then Crescent Moon. And then Sean G via the CashApp. And then we will come over here to Diana. Hey, Diana. 333. There we go. And then Trippy Sage. I love it. What a great screen name. We'll be up after that. I think that's where we're at. Yvette. Oh, thank you. And then Yvette will be up after that. That just came through on the PayPal. I was like, I didn't see it. And then boom, like magic, it appears. So Yvette, you'll be up after that. So thank you. All right. So let me just do this. In case Maria comes back, let me just remove that. Let's give you an updated timestamp. Here we go. So we'll have Maria, you'll be 2:01:47. All right, so this is your real timestamp. And let's jump in here. So again, thank you for your donation via Z PayPal. Want to know what are Wally's feelings and thoughts towards you today? Let's tap into Walter, to Wally. Oh, seems to be a bit of warmth there for them in their life today. That's good. What did he think of your overnight stay? Oh, it happened. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay. And this morning, we're in those together. Will you have another one next week? Okay. Let's take a look here. Nope, none of those. Nope, none of those. Will you have another one next week? Okay. All these cards. Let me reshuffle these. They're like, there's a lot of energy flowing through these. All right. Will there be another one? Yeah, I must be feeling a lot of energy around this, Maria. All right. What's coming for you next week? All right. Thank you. And then what is he up to this evening? All right. And anything else? All right. So feelings and thoughts. Yeah, I thought so. Today we've got all this. Here's this. When I said warm energy, there definitely is warmth energy here. Queen of Wands and Strength card, Leo energy, right? So very, very powerful energy here around passion and um, the heat of relationship. So they're really in this place of, I don't know. It's just they're looking at your passion. They're looking at your fire, the life. That's a better word because passion almost makes it feel like it's not about the intimacy. This is about your energy and well, how they feel like you're just this bright light, and they're reflecting on this change of energy that you flooded into their life and how their life has changed since they met you. And I like that. And it does. I mean, you can recognize it. Look at them a year ago. Do you remember how low they were and how maybe even depressed? And now they feel like they're living life, and look how their life has changed and the jobs they got and the things they're doing, the accomplishments they feel like they're making. And you're giving them the courage to make changes and step forward too with that Leo energy. So your energy is catchy with them. So I like that. What did you think of your overnight stay yesterday and this morning? Wah, 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 King of Wands. Yeah. I like this. The Nine of Swords, you know, it's always good to mention that they're not taking you for granted. They do have this fear of, wow, they've opened up, they've become more vulnerable. They've made the choice of allowing you to go in deeper and to have this next stages. And it's scary for them because, you know, when you gather more, our human side is afraid of losing more. And so there is that fear there, which it's a good, healthy fear. I don't want to do anything to screw this up kind of energy, right? So I like that. And this morning too, I just feel like it is, they enjoyed that King of Wands energy. They enjoyed the fire, this choosing to go to another level. Um, and it's also this, it's really ignited within them, which you'll like this because it's, the fears and the things that have been holding them back. They're making decisions to go, what do I want? Not what I think I'm supposed to want. And they're letting this old stuff go that's been holding them back. And all this just helps with all that. And that's a big piece of what's going on in their mind around it all, is it's triggering them to really think about things in a very serious way. I like that. And by that, I don't mean they're going to offer to marry you or whatever. Not yet. This is just about all the stuff that's been holding them back for, becoming more embedded in each other's lives. Um, we have another one this next week. Yeah, I believe so. With the Queen of Pentacles, that is the Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy. The Eight of Cups is an energy of, be aware of where you're investing all of your emotional energy. And it's a good thing. You know, I know it's like, can I just like be crazy, crazy, happy and excited that this is happening? Sure. Just make sure to come back to balance because it's important to realize that your love in here is what defines who you are, not what someone does or doesn't do, right? We get excited. We kind of can have some reinforcement of when I feel good because someone is doing something. I think that, oh, it's them that's making me feel this way. But all that emotion is happening inside of you. So just be aware of where you're putting all of your emotional energy. Realize that, yeah, they're making it easier for you to feel this way, but all those emotions you're feeling are happening inside of you. You're generating them. That love is your love, not their love that they're giving to you. Their actions and words and all that are making it easier for you to choose this love within you, but it's your love that's going on inside of you. It's not out there. You could always regenerate that with someone else if you ever wanted to. What? I know it's a big what happens, You realize that when you have a lot of relationships, when you reflect back on them, you realize you had love. It's the same love for everyone. It just expressed itself different. But when you get back to that feeling you had in your heart, it's like, yeah, this is how I felt until expectations blew it apart, right? All right. What's coming for you next week? There is a little bit of reflection here. We need this energy here of, um, it's going away into the high priestess temple, looking at things from a different perspective. So there's a little bit of alone time this week, more than in past weeks. But it's not because it's not about you. It's not anything about the relationship. It simply feels like it has to do with events and things that you're being pulled to, they're being pulled to. And so it feels like a little, eventually when we're having this high, eventually we have to kind of come down to semi, normal. You can't run at that level all the time. It's important. And it levels off a little bit this week. And that's okay, because you got a card a couple of days ago, I think, about rest. It's important to rest. And this is a week of, you guys need to take a break a little bit and get some sleep, get some rest, because you guys are going to wear yourselves out and get sick, and then you're cranky and ornery, and then you have a fight, right? So it's important this week to make sure you're taking time for yourselves to rest. Okay, that's important. What's he up to this evening? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. He is trying to balance. 7 of Wands, being true to his authentic self here. I like this energy. It feels like they are balancing this evening. They're just kind of like, I'm going to do something that I enjoy. In my head, I saw him playing video games. He probably doesn't play video games, but I feel like he's doing something that he enjoys because he just wants to get some balance, because he feels like he's been working so hard doing so many things. He just needs time just to chill, which is great. So he's picking up on that energy. Um, I keep on calling, he's an old man, he needs his rest. He needs his naps. That's funny. And then anything else? Yep. King of Cups. Such a great balance of head and heart. It's important to maintain that for yourself, but also that's a great reminder of just how you guys fit very well together. That's that, great, fits like a glove, very compatible person. And it's good to celebrate that, right? Something to be grateful for, just on how compatible you guys really are, and that it doesn't take a whole lot of effort. It almost feels very easy kind of relationship, right? Most of the time. I know, no one's ever perfect, right? So let's take a look here. Your fortune cookie coming in here. You've got healing, card number 27. Wonderful energy. Let's see what we got here. Healing is occurring. You're a natural healer. You're on the mend, and or a situation is being resolved. Have faith that it's happening. I like that. Wonder what that's about. The dark side. I know. Your soul wants you to know healing is natural. Everything in nature has the intrinsic ability to restore itself. You're a part of the world, so you also have this innate ability. Often healing needs to occur on the inner planes before it can manifest on the outside. To assist this process, focus on what's great and let go of what isn't working or what's wrong. There we go. Focus on gratitude, not on expectations on what's not happening, right? They have to sneak it in somewhere. Hold a vision of the solution that you desire. Be patient and trust that recovery is occurring in its own time and its own way. Nature is one of our greatest healers, so spend time with the trees, soak up the rays of the sun, and dance in the rain. The affirmation is phenomenal healing energy flows through every cell of my body. I love that. So that is what they have for you, Maria. I think I saw a general reading. We'll, of course, well, for a free reading, we'll circle back around for that eventually as well. All right. So many blessings, my dear. Thank you again. All right. So Debbie O, hello, hello. Thank you so much. Let's grab your timestamp here. There we go. So thank you so much. Give that a love and a like. Appreciate your donation. And let's take a look here. And the message is up there. Thank you. The star. So how do you get former Pisces out of your heart so that you can find love? Ooh, what a great question. Your mind is done. So you want new love. I get it. All right, let's take a look here, Debbie. Let me scroll down here. Yay! All right, so what is Spirit's advice? How can I remove out of my heart? All right, let's take a look. We got that. Got this. Do want that one there. Also want this one and these two. You know, the thing about loves in our life, right? There, every love that we have within our lifetime, they'll always have a place in our heart. I might have mentioned this before. You might have heard me mention it before, because it's like I look at the heart as like a hotel, and it's a huge hotel in the middle. You know, there's this huge, you can see the stars. There's a huge courtyard in the middle. So it's a circular hotel, right? You can see the stars up above, and there's all these rooms in the hotels. And people don't come and go. It's like you have someone come sit at this romantic table for two in the middle of this hotel. And this is where you have your emotional relationship with someone, right? And when that is over, you go and you give them a card key. Actually, they don't even get a card key because they don't get to wander out into your heart. They have a little room that's reserved for them. You go take this representation of them, and they go in there, and the door closes, and that is where they're at. They're always going to have a place in our heart our entire lives. Everyone always does. The love piece is always there. Now, of course, the other stuff that we get, from, our pain and our suffering and all that, that's in our subconscious. That's for us, that we can transform and transmute the stuff that we're like, we put that down there. We'll always care for them, but we don't have to have them at the table keeping someone else from sitting down. That's what you're talking about, right? Sometimes we have put them away, but the reserved sign is still up there, and that we have there. So you're very emotional. Yeah, and it's a very emotional time with all the energy going on as well. So of course, right. So just that's what we'll be looking at, is how can you remove the reserve sign off there, because no one will come and sit down while you have your heart reserved for someone that's already locked away in your heart somewhere, right? So we'll look at that. Hey, Trippy, not yet. We've got Debbie O, and then Crescent Moon, and then Sean G, and then Diana, and then you, and then Yvette is where we're at. All right. So let's take a look here. What advice does Spirit have about taking that and whoosh, 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 right? I want to do like how do these do it? The sound of a rip. Don't want to give myself a paper cut. All right, let's start with the bottom of the deck. That's a good place to start, which is the Four of Pentacles coming in here. So the Four of Pentacles is an energy of the realization when I define myself by relationships or situations or things, I feel unstable, right? And I feel like what helps with the situation is realizing that the difference between um, defining ourselves by someone else and defining ourselves by this eternal unconditional love of my self love, because that could be one reason why we hold on to someone else. Because if I release them, I fear that I'm gonna feel empty. But you are not that anymore. You are not who you were in the past. The emptiness you felt in between relationships before was before you discovered this beautiful connection you have in your heart with your self-love, right? And we're continuing to grow that. That's our journey, right? So there is this, definitely this realization of that, can help going, they can't fill up my heart like I can. Um, so I can let them go and focus on filling up my cup with my eternal unconditional love from above. And then everyone else just becomes above and beyond extra as we do that, right? Yeah. Oh, how beautiful. So that will definitely help on your journey there. So maybe this is a kudos from them going, because they know, of course, everything that you're doing and thinking and feeling, your spirit guides. So they're like, yes, perfect. Something that helps. Something that helped me in my transformation is also a book from Deepak Chopra. If you've ever read it, it's The Path to Love. And it really helps us find our self love too. So it's a great book if anyone wants to check it out. Yeah. And that's a good belief. I feel like you'll realize later that um, your father didn't fill a space inside you, and neither did Randall. It was an illusion that other people fill us up. People might make it easier for us to have love for ourselves, which I feel like your dad definitely, he made it so easy for you to feel like you deserve love because of what he was teaching you, right? But um when he passed away and he went to the other side, he's still supporting and giving you love. I mean, he's even closer and more than he ever was able to be as a human, right? But that emptiness that you're um it's like the training wheels on the bike, which you really don't need. Um, he when that went off, you got scared, going, I can't do this by myself. And it's like, yeah, you can. The training wheels were just for you to learn your balance. But and then you thought, well, I need it. Randall, you'll be my balance. And it's like, nope, you don't need them either. It's all an illusion. You don't need anyone else. You are a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. Um, the Our illusion of humans is that we need other people for us to be the fullness of ourselves. No, people can make it easier or harder for us to choose to believe in ourselves, but we're powerful. It's like someone trying to convince Superman that they're super, it's like, come on. All right, let's see what else they have here for you. Yeah, yeah, look at here's Leo, you have your inner strength. And the judgment card, your higher self, having you see things from a higher perspective. Your higher This is all, both of these are about relationships with your higher self, because the strength card usually has the maiden in there, which is your higher self. So we have that as well. So this is about turning inward and upward and finding that self-love and letting that be the foundation of where you're at. Hey, Yvette, not next, not yet. We're like 5 away from you yet, so not yet. Hang in there. Thanks for checking in. Um, and then what else here? Yeah. So a big piece of what you're going through is this is the quest here. The Knight of Cups is on a quest for the Ace of Cups, your self love, and the Devil card. Um, of course, this Pisces is this has been this great stepping stone for you with the Devil card, right? Showing you your long held beliefs and around your self-love that are not true, right? Pointing you back to you, being this beautiful mirror, showing you what you want to see about yourself until you see it. So they did play that role as well as you did for them too. We have no idea what mirror we were to others because a mirror can't see a reflection. We just are a mirror. If a giraffe looks in, they see a giraffe. If a lion sees a lion, a monkey sees a monkey. We don't determine what people see when they look at us, and we don't control it. And most of the time, we don't even know what it is. So that is there. Um, so I feel like that's an important piece to realize is, okay, look at this as instead of focusing on what I'm losing with them, which we come down here to experience what it feels like to be a victim of things, having things happen to us. It's part of our experience. It's actually one of the things that draws us to this planet here too, right? Yeah. And see our patterns, see things, see ourselves, our patterns about ourselves, right? How we see ourselves. Everyone reflects back to us how we feel about ourselves. So that's what everything is showing us, right? And but I feel like they're saying you will get to the point where like, all right, I've had enough of this happening to me and this lower vibrational emotion. I've had enough. Now I want to go into the why did I want this to happen for me? Then we look for the gift in it. One, when I say why did I choose to have this? It's like, what? Why would I ever choose for them to do this and to make me feel this way? And it's like, no, that's our victimhood, right? That's what we come to wallow around in the quagmire of our despair. We come down here to do that, right? The woe is me. And we do that. I did it for many years, and I got tired of it after a while. And then when we get tired of it, then we're like, all right, so let me sit up, take my power back and go, why did I want these things to happen for me, not to me? That's victimhood. For me is a gift. It's revelation. It's seeing things like you've been saying, right? So when we switch the focus of what our energy is, instead of focusing on loss and this and this feeling this and that and everything else, which again, no judgment, we feel that way and we come down here to feel it on purpose. I always talk about this tapestry. When we have this energy here of if it was all beige, we wouldn't see the design. If it was all black, we wouldn't see the design. But because we come from light and we experience the shadow, the lower vibration, we see this beautiful design. We see all these, but we see this one in the middle here that we wouldn't see. If this black wasn't here, we wouldn't see that. And if the black didn't happen, we wouldn't see all those in this beautiful burst, But because of that, we become this more clear, contrasting, beautiful design, right? We understand that. You're also learning here with the Nine of Pentacles about, having some time alone, not jumping into another relationship right away, being a serial monogamous like I was. At some point, we stop and we're like, all right, enough. Let me step back and reflect. I'm tired of doing what I've always done and getting what I've always gotten. Enough of the crazy mirror hallway at the carnival, right? Enough of that. Let me sit still. But this is a message here of learning also to be happy with being alone, because if I can't be happy with myself, I can't be happy in a relationship, right? So I love that you're pursuing self-love workshop in that, because once we find that, then we fill up and go, there's the love I've been looking for all along. And I control that. It's not at the whim of the outside world anymore, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. It's good awarenesses, right? You have the Two of Pentacles. You have balance of the outside world. You have the Nine of Wands. So there's going to be a little bit of a period here of a blockade. They're going to be, being that friend at the bar that steps up and blocks the roosters from coming your way for a while, before you give you the opportunity to raise that love vibration. So more and more and more, so that you don't draw in with that. So, it's about change of focus, change of energy, um, realizing what the fear is, because loss is a fear. Like, who am I without them, right? And it's like, well, they didn't define you in the first place, so with them out of your life, nothing changes. But our thought, our belief, like, oh, other people define me when they're gone. Oh, my definition is gone. Or that this didn't work out. What does this mean about me? It's a great adventure that you're on. I feel like you're in this big place of being transformed and going to a whole new level here too. Yeah, fear of being lonely. Are we ever alone? That lonely feeling has to do, it's a fear, really, at the core of it. Loneliness is a fear of not being enough, or being rejected, not being worthy to be with. But you'll find it more. Yeah, I'm a hermit too. You'll find more that it's in our lives, especially being a hermit. I find it's more, I don't want to be around as many people that want to be around me. It's not about being lonely, because you can also be in a crowd and feel alone, because it has to do with your relationship with yourself, right? So interesting. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, beautiful card. Your fortune cookie is flow. Flow, baby, flow. You got card 21. Yeah, it's time to let go. Duh, that's what we're talking about. You're entering a period of gracious ease and flow. All is unfolding perfectly and with good timing. Everything is falling into place because you aren't resisting the drift of the great river of life. Wow, I love that. Yeah, I hear you. Your soul wants you to know, when you're in a state of flow, you aren't pushing the river to go faster, and you aren't swimming against it. You just let go of the shore and enjoy the ride. A Native American saying is, it's best to ride the horse the direction that it's going. I love that. If you aren't feeling the smooth currents of life, it might mean that you're trying to control situations in your life, or you're being self critical or judgmental. The way to move into flow is through gratitude and appreciation, by allowing others to support and help you. I love that. So that is when I focus on my lower vibration, I expand that. But that's a great reminder that gratitude for who someone is and what your life is, and appreciation for things, takes you into that higher vibration, which allows you to move away from those feelings before, right? The affirmation is, the glory of the universe flows through me. So I love that for you. So that's what they have for you, Debbie O. Was he a past life connection? I didn't pull cards on that. We can always do that if you'd like. Um, if you want to, because I don't think you asked a free question. If you want to make that your free question, just put like free question. Was this Pisces? Do we have past life connections? And we can pull a couple cards for that. Because I didn't pull cards for that. That wasn't part of the original there. So, and I'm not getting like a immediate answer, so I'd like to pull cards for it. Yeah, absolutely. So feel free to do that. All right, and thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that, my dear, and I love this journey you are on, because it is worth it on the other side of it. All right, so many blessings to you. All righty. So, Crescent Moon, you are up. Oh, look at that. 2, 33, 11. Look at all those numbers. So thank you for your donation and the behind the scenes look. Good afternoon. A spill the tea kind of read on when MS will reach out and what will that conversation entail. All right. Let's take a look here, cousin. And thank you guys again so much for all your patience and getting to your readings. I know sometimes it's frustrating, and I appreciate it, your patience and all that. All right, let's take a look. So when will MS reach out? Based on current energies, can we have any information on the when, right? And what will that conversation entail? Okay. Based on current energies, what does that look like? Right. Do that, ooh, that, and that. That's the T. All right. So the when. I like it. When when they damn well please, the emperor says. The emperor is the decision going on here. The Five of Wands is a lot of changing energy. Do we get that when we ask about them a lot? That it's like, who knows? It's one moment it's this, one moment it's that. But the emperor, like this four energy of the emperor, it's like it's getting close to a point here of them making a decision to reach out. We do have the Tower card on the bottom of the deck, which does feel like there is I like that, the lightning bolt zapping their butt to get a move in, right? But there is something that gets moved out of their life that triggers them here, around that. Wow, they've got all this, even got the World card. There's a significant ending and beginning coming in here. Yeah, we even got the Lovers card underneath that, which is the relationship change, and the Four of Wands too, which is, I don't know, it can be a marriage card with the Lovers card there, but it can be some sort of joyful celebration that they're glad something is over, something has ended, something has been ended for them to allow them to move forward. Like it's almost like Lord Ganesh, remover of obstacles, moving someone or something out of their life so that they can move forward, because there's whatever this obstacle that's been holding them back, I feel, is being removed here. Timing, gosh, it's like a moving, it's like one of those movies where they're running and they're looking all over the place. You're almost dizzy with the camera going all over the place. That's when I'm trying to zero in on timing. I just almost feel dizzy because it's like, what? Oh my God. Can you just stop? Can you just calm down? And can we make a decision? But I feel like they got so many decisions to make that more range. Can I get a range? Can you show me a range? Can you show me a range? Towards the end of August is the earliest it feels, and they're saying end of the year. So it's not, that's why they're like, we don't want to be that person. That's funny, Spirit saying that. We don't want to be that person that's going, well, from now until eternity. They're like, because there's so much change, because there's so many decisions that they're going through and thinking about and doing, there's like all this different dates and times. That's why it's like, which dates can it be? They're like, here's a calendar, pick. So sorry that they're not giving me more of a exact, but let's see what we'll zero in on what will the conversation entail. Do you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is about transformation? I feel like a big piece is they're talking about things that they've gone through and catching up, and this is, yeah, life has been hell, or life has been a challenge, life has been, wow, what a journey. And what's been going on with you? Well, that's what I've been going through. A lot of catching up on the stuff that I've gone through, my blood, my sweat, my tears, kind of sharing what has been transpiring. The King of Wands, also talking about the decisions they've made. Oh my gosh, I was like, their thinking process, You're like, oh my God, are you Mr. Spock or what? But I do feel like it's focused, like they're not going all over the place, which like, did they get some new meds or something? Because I feel like in this conversation, they are going, yeah, this happened, and they're kind of telling you a story, a timeline. So it feels like, you know, buckle up, get something to drink, and hang on while the conversation happens. Because you're like, I'm going to be here a while. But it feels like it's a long conversation, sharing a lot of what they've gone through kind of energy. And we got the Magician, the Five of Cups. Yeah, they do talk about the emotions. I like it here, though, that it's not like this, woe me, woe is me. This is everything that happened bad to me in my life, and blah 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 blah. It's not a like that kind of a session. You're like, I'm gonna need to charge you for this because I'm feeling like a therapist. It's not like that. Thank God, right? It's more of like, this is what happened, and the Five of Cups with the Magician is, and look, this is what I did, and this is what the choices I've made, and what it ignited me to do, and where I'm headed, and kind of energy. So interesting. Let's see what else. Yeah. I like this. The death and the rebirth, my transformation, the sun card of, that's a victory card, and that this has been the best thing for me. And I'm so glad it happened, because now it's allowing me to, head in directions that are more in alignment with where I want to be and what I want to do. And yeah, overall a victory card here. It ends up here with the Six of Wands. It really, I like this outcome energy, because it feels like they are gauging a lot of what they're doing by what energy they're picking up from you. Because the Six of Wands is 3 wands on each side. They're looking for while they're sharing stuff, they're being very aware of your reactions, your responses, your energy that they're picking up from you, to see if there is that attraction, if there is that interest, if what are you hearing? I mean, not what are you hearing? What are they hearing? Or really, it's more, what are they picking up from you as they're sharing things? So the outcome feels like a victory, because I feel like through it you're really interested. Yeah, you're all, tell me the tea, tell me the tea, come on. I want to hear it all. I want to hear the juicy details. But because you're very interested in picking up on their energy of what is behind what they're saying and why they're saying it. But they're telling you things because they're wanting to hear your reaction, not like a test or anything like that, but they're telling you things because these are things that will tell them how you feel. If you're like, well, I ended up, ending something, or da 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 da, and you're like, well, you should have stuck with it, you know. Oh, ADHD, right? Yes, I thought that was that one, right? Um, so I do feel like, that it's they tell you this stuff, and but it's like, yeah, if you're like, oh, you should have stuck with it. Why did you give up so easy? They're like, oh, okay. But if you're like, yeah, I hear you. I would have done the same. That seems, yeah, they're like, okay, here's that support. They're you're allowing the draw in. You're like, yeah, come here, come closer, come closer. Your energy is inviting instead of resisting, right? So it allows that. Interesting. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in. See if it brings us any more clarity in here. Ooh, this one. Okay. Oh yeah. Wow. So transformation, yeah, it's all about, this is what's happened. It's all about to bring you into the know of what has happened and transpired, that changes have happened. So I like that. I'm a beautiful butterfly now. I'm no longer a caterpillar. I've escaped Caterpillarville, and now I'm ready to fly with you like a butterfly, in a way, right? So the card meaning positive changes are coming. Old structures, beliefs, and ideas are falling away and will be replaced with vitality and new pathways. Soon you'll be seeing the world in a fresh way. And this is what they're going through, right? This is their transformation too. Your soul wants you to know, like the phoenix that rises majestically from the ashes, a big change in your life is at hand. You're at the beginning, in the middle, or at the completion of an enormous transformation in your life. So this is them. Don't hold on to old structures and limited ways of thinking. Even if it looks as if you're in murky waters, this is only the clearing that occurs just before rebirth. It's all for your highest good. The affirmation, I am joyously centered and safe as wonderful changes occur around me. Wow. Boom, boom, boom. I love that for you, Crescent Moon. Hopefully that gives you enough for now, right? Enough. It's like the hors d'oeuvres before the big dinner. But that's what they have for right now. So thank you again for your donation. Hang in there. I know patience is our human adventure, right? But that's what they have. So many blessings. All right. You are very welcome. Stay tuned, I know. All right. So, Sean G, you are up. Thank you for your donation via the CashApp. There you go. Here's your timestamp. I like it. Stay tuned. Oh, I know. Such wonderful adventures. So, Shanji, you wanted guidance for the week. So let's take a look here. And just to keep everyone in the loop here, let's see. Yeah, that is event. Was there any others after? I don't think so. Yeah. So just let everyone know. So after Shanji, we'll have Diana, and then Trippy, Sage, and then Yvette will be after that. I'm going to be hitting my 3-hour mark, so I'm probably not going to get any free readings done in this session, but I will be coming back on to finish out all free readings this afternoon after I go get some brunch. I haven't eaten today yet. I'm surprised my stomach hasn't been loud yet. All right. So Shanji, okay, guidance for the week. Focus. I know, Sean. Focus, brudda-zen. What did I want you to know about this week? Guidance for this week. I do want that one and that one. I do want these two. I do want that one, but I want that one underlying energy. Okay. And that one here. And that one here. The underlying energy for the end of the week. Is this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Oh, yeah, it's a full week. All right. So, Sean, you know, the bottom energy for the entire week is the Justice card. I wonder if this is the week you hear from the court system. Please, right? It is a balance. It is seeing things from a higher perspective kind of energy too. But we'll see what else comes in here for you. Monday energy, you got the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is a quest here. So quest for you seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way, but it's a slow start too. It feels like Monday kind of feels like, wow, okay, how am I going to get things going? Just kind of feels very slow moving. So just allow for more time, allow for things taking longer than normal. It just feels kind of muggy, not muggy, but it's like walking in mud. It's like things feel a little harder to get going. Like you're not going to be sprinting on Monday. Just go with the flow with that. Tuesday, you have the 10 of Pentacles. So big day of abundance, feeling full in life, the outside world being the Pentacles there. So Tuesday does feel like that would be a day you'd get notification of something maybe from the court, if that is what that is. I don't want to get your hopes up. But I feel like there is this feeling of fullness and abundance on Tuesday where you do feel like, you know, it could be money, it could be attention, it could be whatever abundance feels like for you. I feel like Tuesday feels like a big day of that. Wednesday, Thursday kind of run together here. Wow. You got the High Priestess and the Lovers card coming in here, which is almost in some ways a contrast because High Priestess kind of goes away by herself up into her High Priestess temple, looks behind the veil, dives deep into her emotions, and then the Lovers card is more relationship focus. So it could be you're stepping away to focus on your self-love or with an individual, if that's the case there. But there is this big reflective hidden things around your emotional choices does bubble to the surface here on Wednesday, Thursday. Underlying energy. You got the Wheel of Fortune here too. So it does feel these three major arcana in the middle of the week. It does make you feel very aware of your emotional choices and seeing how life does happen for me, and kind of this draw to see things from that higher perspective, going, you know what, my life has been awesome. It's a good time for reflection about where your life has come and what you do have. Good time for gratitude, not focusing on expectations, what's not unfolding, what hasn't been going, but really sitting in gratitude on Wednesday and Thursday. I feel like that kind of energy. Friday, you got the Eight of Cups. So, Eight of Cups here, we got this energy of leaving behind emotions and situations and relationships that don't serve you anymore. It's being very aware of where you're investing your emotional energy. Friday's a good day to really fine tune the alphabet, remove letters from the alphabet. That's hilarious. I love that. Yeah. I don't need to invest emotional energy in these things anymore. I'm rerouting this emotional energy back to me so I can invest it in something more in alignment with where I want to grow. I love that. And Saturday, we have the Two of Wands. Yeah, a good opportunity here. Maybe two dates are there, but also it's about being aware of where I'm focusing my energy. Am I growing things through gratitude, or am I pushing things away through expectation and lack energy, right? Fear energy. It's like, all right, be aware very much on Saturday, because I feel like things are moving very quickly. If you focus on something with gratitude, if you focus on something of fear, so it's like, all right, let me really focus, maybe aware of my energy. Emotional energy on Friday, be aware of it and what your choices you're making on what you're letting go and where you're focusing that energy. Emotional energy, Two of Wands is your purpose energy, what you're doing with it, right? The underlying energy for both Friday and Saturday. Oh, yeah. Doing all that, you can definitely have this fast movement of this emotional fulfillment energy. Um, can be passion with the Knight of Wands too. But it does feel like you can have this feeling of fullness that comes in with all of that too. So I like that for you. And then we'll grab you a fortune cookie to find out what we got here. But it does feel like a week of balancing of things, balancing things out. You might feel a bit off tilt, a lot of emotional energy and um, a lot of emotional energy and energetic energy. I don't know what to say. That's not really manifestation energy, but it's just being aware of where you're pouring out all your energy. So let's switch your fortune cookie brings in here. All right. There we go. You have, yeah, beginnings, card number 7. I like it. Maybe August 7th, which is next week. Maybe that's a big day of beginnings for you. A new cycle is beginning in your life. Wipe the slate clean. It's now time to release the old and start again. There you go. Cleaning house. Cleaning out the alphabet. Anyway, your soul wants you to know life goes in cycles. In the phases of the earth, the plants die in the fall so that there can be new birth in the spring. It's the universal dance of death and rebirth. There's a time to end and begin, and this is the close of one cycle and the beginning of another. Although it's often difficult to release familiar routines, situations, or relationships when they no longer empower you, your soul asks that you do not cling to the old, but set sail into the new waters. Face your fear and allow yourself to stretch in a new direction. Your soul is at your side, and wonderful opportunities will be born in your life. Wholeness occurs when you can say yes to both endings and beginnings. Affirmation is I cherish all the cycles in my life. I love it. Maybe you're going to buy a bike too. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So that's what they have for you, Sean. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. All right. So up next, hey, welcome back, Yvette. So we have Diana next, and then Trippy, and then Yvette. So just make sure, everyone, if you have your questions that are out there, I'll have to find yours here. If you haven't put yours out there yet, let's take a look here. So Diana, we've got 2:54:42 for your timestamp. Here we go. So thank you for the popcorn. I'm getting hungry. And for your donation, of course. And let's see here. Things are popping under this pressure cooker. Uh-oh. CP. So a read on CP and FS now next weekend and the end of August. Ooh, okay. Oh, that's the popping of the popcorn. I get it. Sometimes I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I get it now. All right. So let's see here. Tell us here about this pressure cooker. So right now, what's going on with CP and FS? What's going on with that? What can we know? Okay, that and that. These feel like below the surface. Okay. And then next weekend, based on current energies. All right. That's the underlying energy. And then the end of August. Whoa, right. Thank you. Anything else? Based on current energies. See me like wanting to grab cards, and they're like, no, smacking my hand away. All right, there we go. Don't feel like that one, just those. Okay. Interesting. Well, the bottom of the deck, let's just bring out the overall energy for the reading, which is the Judgment card. It's the calling, the horn being sounded, the rapture, the resurrection from the dead, but being drawn into seeing things like from a different perspective, right? It's like being pulled into something that's more in alignment with what I want. But it's two X's at the top there, if I can kind of clear. Double endings, double new beginning kind of energy that's here, which we've been feeling that for a while, right? We're like, yeah. What else is new? But it is that overall energy, this pool kind of energy. Where are they at now? Today, we got the Eight of Cups. Ooh, okay. It is an energy of walking away from relationships that no longer serve emotionally, at least. Maybe not in the physical world yet, but emotionally it is. Deciding, like, what relationships am I investing energy in that I don't want to invest energy anymore? It's like emotional withdrawal. And I feel like this is more than just between the two of them here, too. I feel like there's a lot of players involved here with this energy I'm picking up. It's like, it would be like, I'll just do the little play I'm seeing in my head is like, I don't want to talk with you. I don't want to talk with your mother. I don't want to talk with your siblings. I don't want to do it, and I don't need to deal with this, and I'm not going to. It's like almost like that kind of energy that's there. Sorry, my little Butte is falling asleep. So I feel like today is a big day of like, and maybe it's not being expressed. We'll see here with this underlying energy if they're actually speaking about it, um it's like, okay, I'm going to this is my choice. I'm going to not invest emotional energy in these individuals, and I'm bringing this energy back to me. And I feel like they're both kind of doing it, but I feel like more so whichever one has a lot of trouble with the other person's mother, that's the one that's doing a lot of the pullback, because that stands out strong as, feel like mom energy, really a lot of clashing with mom energy, which probably be the feminine energy. If there is a feminine energy between the two, it would be that one, of course, because that's usually the one that doesn't get along too well normally with mother-in-law, right? Normally, whoever that is, or a mother figure, kind of energy. Below the deck here, oh, okay, yeah, there's a little bit of courageousness and fire with the Five of Swords below the surface. So it does feel like there have been some words spoken with other people. There has been some little conflict. And that's why I feel like it's beyond just the two of them. There's been other things. And so with all this conflict that feels like it's been there, they're having this courageous moment um, to stand but also to stand up to what they won't stand for anymore. And I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I'm done. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to invest my energy in it. And it's good. It feels like I'm tired of the conflict. I'm not going to interact. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to respond. I'm shutting down, the emotions. Interesting. Next weekend, let's see what we got going on there. And that energy of the shutting down does feel from the feminine energy, if that makes sense. But this next weekend coming up, ooh, Three of Wands, a change of direction with new information. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, High Priestess energy, stepping away, going up into the High Priestess temple to see things more clearly, and the Seven of Swords. It does feel here next weekend, because the High Priestess is the revealer of hidden things. Uh-oh, I know, right? Which, when new things are revealed, plans change and things go a different direction than that someone thought they were going, right? Seven of Swords is a card of thievery, deceit, lies, betrayal. It's also of our own thoughts and beliefs, becoming aware of what my thinking has caused in my life, what kind of, has caused in my life too. So let's see what this underlying energy is. Ooh, Knight of Wands. Yeah, it does spark fire. It also sparks action here. But I feel like it feels like action in planning, but not in, what do you call it? In planning, but not putting the plan into action, whatever that word is that I can't think of. But it's about, I'm making a plan, but I'm not implementing. Thank you, Spirit. I'm not implementing the plan yet. But next weekend, it feels like a lot of things are revealed, um, things that were being held back. And it doesn't feel like so much like big secret kind of revelation energy, not anything big and juicy, but more things that were not shared, that were held back. It's like when you say a partial truth, but you don't say the whole truth. But people, I feel like whatever happens next weekend, there's no holding back on bleh, and then that what, which I just feel like there's this fire that's been, of course, burning, and like you mentioned, it's like a bonfire that is headed that way. I do feel like there is some plans that are made and a plan of going different directions than I had to, faster than I had planned to, and just a lot of fire being burned up into that, right? Yeah, yeah. You're like, what? It feels more like that. Quite honestly, it's like the energy of how you really feel about me, and um, and how other people feel about you, kind of energy. Because it's like in a moment of heat, we get brave. It's like when you're drunk, when we're in fear, our little inner child doesn't know what to. That's not good to say. The inner child will go, and my mom hates you anyway. She didn't even know why I married you or why I'm with you. And you're like, oh, really? Oh, can't take that back, can you? Dun, dun, dun. But it's kind of that kind of, you know, revelation that things that were partially said, but when you go full blown and get the whole story, they're like, oh, wow, okay. I knew that we were like, you didn't like it when I did this, but I didn't realize that you told other people and they hated it. And now they know about that too. And they're like, oh, oops. So it's more that kind of stuff of, I thought we were keeping this between us and that we were, but you've been blabbing it to all of your family and your friends. Really? Next weekend, words are definitely said and plans are definitely made. This, like today, and this energy feels like there's been a little bit of a rumble, but it's more internal. Next weekend feels like definitely with this Knight of Wands, uh, hissing does happen, meaning verbal communication in unkind ways. So it's more that kind of stuff, what I kind of mentioned. Uh, End of August. Do we want to look here? There's one card and then all this underlying energy. King of Swords. So end of the month, King of Swords, a lot of thinking, a lot of seeking clarity, a lot of planning, a lot of working things out, higher level communication. Interesting. We got to definitely see what's underneath with this. Seven of Wands. Yeah. I got to be true to myself. I got to be who I want to be. I can't dim my light. I can't walk on eggshells. I gotta do what's best for me energy. Coming in here. Let's see here. Good thing there's more cards because that's like, what? Sorry. Is that loud? The air conditioner just popped on. I can close the vent if it's too loud. To me, it sounds like a tornado's coming through, but I don't know if it's picking up on the microphones. Please let me know. We do have the Hierophant, which the Hierophant it's a very Taurus energy, and it is an energy of, it's like all the senses, and this is different than I normally pick it up at, but Taurus energy is about, what I taste, what I hear, what I smell, what I see, what I touch, and my feelings, my senses, not my feelings emotional, but my senses. And it's about what I want. And it's like this revelation of what I want in my surroundings and what I don't want. And so there is this, again, that it feels like an energy of me choosing me, of me being true to me. And what do I want? And just really this realizing what I don't want, and And I feel like this has been building, but this is like, it's almost like I know what my emotions have been saying in my mind, but this is like what I really want to sense, what I really want, in all of that, my surroundings. Like that's what Taurus energy is. It's like my possessions, the beautification of things I have around me. Like I love my tapestry, I love my little singing bowl, and I love the black and white. I'm surrounding me with things that make me visually eerily, no, what is it called, sound wise. But vibration, what's this vibration of things? And it feels like that they're looking at that, maybe even what do I want to take with me energy, like what are the things that bring me joy, and I want this. And now I'm seeing if you ever saw The Jerk with Steve Martin when he was leaving his wife, or he was getting kicked out. I don't need anything except for this chair, and this lamp, and I just need nothing else. Okay, and this lamp, and okay, and the dog. Well, and the dog. Okay, not the dog. But it's like they're realizing what means something to them, what they want to keep, kind of energy, right? So kind of interesting, right? We have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, there seems to, it feels an odd, eerie balance in the outside world toward the end of the month. And it feels it's because a lot of it's gone quiet, right? I've withdrawn my emotions. I've shut down. I'm not communicating. So there's not battles, maybe here and there, but nothing like before because they've gone dark. It's like now I watched a lot of movies in my lifetime, so Spirit uses these like what movie? There was some movie. Oh, it was that's the one. It had Jack Reacher, the first one with Tom Cruise, and he was like, "Kill it," He somebody called it, and he goes, "Kill her. I don't care." He goes, "I'll disappear," and if you are smart, you realize that's you should be very afraid because I've got nothing to do but have time on my hands and to make your life a living hell. And then he hangs up, and then they're like, "What?" And then he calls back, "Never mind, I'm on my way. I intend to beat you up and drink your blood from your boot." It's like, whoa. But it's like when it goes dark, that's the kind of energy. It's like when they shut down and they get quiet, it's like, uh-oh. You should be very scared when they go quiet and they go dark. And I know that I'm usually like this happy, bubbly person, but people know if I raise that eyebrow, that's danger. And if I go quiet and I go blank, people get scared. They're like, "Oh crap!" I'm like, "Yep, that's not good." Because it's usually this. If it's not that, at least in the past, I don't have a lot of that anymore. Yeah, and we have the Ten of Wands, this energy of burden, endings and beginnings energy towards this month. So I do feel like there's actions start to be taken this, at least based on current energy, with all this King of Swords, this thinking, this planning. I feel like where we've been going, there's this and there's this, and plans are being made, plans are being start to be acted upon toward the end of the month with what I want to what am I want to take with me, where am I going, what am I going to do, and really making it's funny, making a lot of lists, kind of energy. All right, I got to make lists of stuff. I've got to organize myself so I don't forget anything. I got to do this right so I don't kind of screw myself over. Is what I hear them saying. All right, so that's kind of where we're at with toward that end of this month, at least based on current energies. Of course, when we're talking about the future, especially with thems too, right? Yeah, watch out for the eyebrow. Oh, really? Psh, my dad had that too, which is funny. All he had to do, we weren't very close growing up, and I didn't see him a whole lot. But when he was home, he would just go, I think his was this eye. It would go up, and you're just like, you just stop. Don't move suddenly. Not he was abusive or anything. He just was, he had a lot of anger when he was a young lad in his 20s. And I could sense it. He didn't do anything. I think he spanked me once. All right, let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here around this too. This isn't brudda-zen therapy time. No, I'm just kidding. All right. He had that dad look about him, yeah. Oh, look, adventure. Yeah, you can look at it this way. A new adventure is coming the way, right? Card number 4, a solid type of adventure. You know, 4s are really kind of solid numbers. Take risks. You're entering new frontiers and a period of expansions. Go beyond self-imposed limitations. Look at the world around you in new and different ways. Something exciting is just around the corner. Their soul, because I feel like you're really focusing on one person. You have a favorite among them, right? We're looking at them, right? Adventure entails risks, and without them, existence can become stagnant and lackluster. If your life seems uninspired in some areas, be willing to take chances and try something new. Don't wait until an amazing opportunity presents itself. Start with small adventures. They will create momentum for bigger and bolder ones. Here we go, right? Try changing your hair color or style, or drive a different way to work. And if you're shy, walk up to a stranger and start talking. If you take enough small risks, soon your life will become a great and grand adventure. So this is that energy that they're feeling. Their affirmation, wonderful new experiences fill my life. So they are ready for a new adventure for sure, right? Dun, dun, dun. All right, so that's what they have for you, Diana. Thank you again for your donation. And here we go. The adventure continues. All right. Thank you again. Many blessings to you. All right. We have Trippy Sage. You are up. Look at all these 5s. 3, 15, 50, 55. Then after this will be Yvette. Hang in there, my dear. All right. So let's give your donation a love and a like here, Trippy. All right. Anyone want to know your no contact X AC, his current feelings and energy? All right. Towards you, of course. Yeah. Gotcha. So let's take a look here. Dun, dun, dun. I'm hearing the Jaws theme song in my head. No. All right. What are his current feelings for you? Let's take a look at that. Okay. I do want this one, and I do want this one, and okay, that one too. Not those. And then their energy towards you, which could be mental energy. This will be, of course, emotional energy, but we're going to talk about mental, intention energy, all that kind of stuff too, right? So let's see here. We got those. I do want this one too. Okay. All right. Well, energy on the bottom of the deck. We do have the King of Swords energy here. King of Swords, a big thinky type of energy, which means that, you know, they're really stuck in their head a lot, more so, you know, about like they don't feel things as much as, you know, they think about things. So like emotional expression, probably something that was far and few in between when you guys were together. Probably the reason why They are your ex, you know. You're like, yeah. Sometimes I thought I was going to have to do like a bring him back from the dead. Clear book. Is there a heart in there? It feels very much like they're air signy, where they express themselves more through thought and belief than they do through, a lot of emotion. So when we're going to look at their emotional energy, you might be surprised, like that they really did feel, yeah, oh, Gemini, okay, yeah. So definitely we have that there. So let's look at the emotional side here. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, see this energy on the surface. The Eight of Pentacles is about putting the blood, the sweat, the tears, the work, getting the fruit. I feel like they were more kind of focused in on the external world, more so in this, with this energy of trying to create something, trying to build something, like my finances, I want home, what else? Body, career, a lot of that stuff. Like this is the focus of I'm trying to build, because I'm defining myself by that stuff, that when it didn't happen, you know, um, they would, I wouldn't say they took it out on you, but in a way, they didn't blame you. They didn't blame you or take it out on you, but you got to get the grumpiness. And so you're like, those emotions I did see, their little moodiness of why these people and blah, 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 blah. You got to hear all the venting all the time. That's a good way to say it, probably. Maybe a more clear way to say it is you got to hear all the venting when things didn't work out the way they wanted to work out, because I'm putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and look, they won't give me the promotion. They won't give me this. They won't give me that. This didn't happen. Why is everyone against me? Me against the world, energy. It's funny. Not funny, but, the way they're expressing it in my head is funny. So I feel like that was like a lot of what you experienced on the surface, and nothing's really changed with that. It's still very much trying to achieve that in their life. And being a Gemini, kind of a split personality too. You never knew what you were going to get, right? You're like, okay, you hear the car or the key in the, the keyhole, whatever, the lock, the lock to come in, like, oh, okay. Is it going to be a right, or is it going to be a happy day? Here we go. Let me go into the bathroom, pretend I was using the bathroom so I can listen. Are things being knocked around, thrown around, or are they whistling or whatever? It's like, okay, let's say the underlying energy about you, because I feel like that you needed to know that all of that had nothing to do with you. That was a expression of their frustration that they were having, because they were taught so much to define themselves by those things growing up, not about who you're with, and that it was more about what you had, your accomplishments. That's what defined you. I feel like dad energy very much on them around that, and so that's what they learned. So they were acting the way they knew how to do that, right? and nothing against Gemini's, Kitty. Kitty's like, wait a minute, Gemini here. This, it could be lower expression of Geminis, and there's higher expression of Geminis too, right? Thanks for being a new subscriber. All right. So let's see the energy, the true emotion below the surface that they felt towards you. Yeah, there was a lot of hidden emotion here with the High Priestess. So there was a lot of deep, they felt things very deep. The High Priestess, she feels alone. And she doesn't feel alone. She goes away alone to connect with spirit, look behind the veil, dive deep into their own emotions. And they did that. They felt like they had to deal with their emotions on their own. They were taught that growing up again as well. Don't get upset, don't cry, don't this, push all that down. So they always dealt with all their emotions on their own. So they were taught to keep their emotions to themselves. But there was a lot of deep care and a lot of emotions that they didn't share with you about how they cared, because they were taught that shows vulnerability. When you show a vulnerability, people will take advantage of it. Wow. Five of Pentacles, yeah, they had a great amount of fear of lack, and that makes sense of why they were trying to fill so much in the outside world. But they had these feelings of fear of being abandoned, being left behind, and out in the cold. So that makes sense that they felt abandoned when they were younger. With all this energy, I'm like, oh my gosh, you know. But they definitely had, a lot of that energy and that fear. So again, that's why they didn't want to really attach emotionally. So it's funny. You're about to cuss, I think, because I don't want to attach to someone so quickly. I can hear you go, quickly, quickly. You know how long? For them, emotions, long time to build up trust before they would share it. In your book, you're like, that's a century. In their book, that's just a moment. So definitely this fear of rejection, this fear of being left behind. Yeah, oh my gosh, and the moon energy. So they had great amount of love for you in their ocean full of emotion that they kept pushed down. Because not only did they have the emotions they were feeling in the moment in their life, they had all these other emotions they pushed down. So, like all of their life, where there was so much down there that wasn't expressed, that it was hard because everything, got lost, all in that. So there was a great amount of love there. Just they don't have the ability, at least now. And of course, you knew they didn't have the ability to share their emotion. It's like you speak Russian and they never spoke Russian. And they're like, all right, speak Russian to me. And they're like, vodka? That's the only Russian word they know. Vodka. And you're like, no. And I feel like they don't know how to communicate and speak your language of love, right? And that's where the big problem started there, right? So that's that. Let's see what other energy was there around there for you. Got the Six of Wands. So there was a lot of passion, which of course they were taught express your emotion through motion, through fire, through passion, through action, not through emotion. So they probably did things like gifts of service or bought things, the love language of gifts, but and through passion, probably some pretty hot intimacy, right? But that's not your language. You're like, well, that's good, yeah, I want that too, but this is more important. I can do that. I can experience that stuff with anyone or with myself. I don't, but I want emotion from you, So the Six of Wands felt like they expressed mainly through passion. They do miss that passionate intimacy you guys had. Yeah, Ace of Wands. Passion, passion, passion. Energy. Yeah, the Three of Swords. So this expectations equaling disappointments, and the Eight of Cups is about walking away, leaving behind emotions that don't serve anymore. And I do feel here that there's not a returning back to them or them wanting to return back to you with this Eight of Cups. That is leaving behind what doesn't serve and going forward. Yeah, great event, right? You're like, wow. The Three of Swords is this fear of disappointment and being disappointed, this fear of being abandoned. They don't return back. They just keep going forward. And so I don't feel like it will return back to anything. But it's good to be aware of this, to realize everything that was going on, their actions or non-actions, their words and their silence weren't about you. That was the expression of how they felt about themselves and who they were. And what you saw, of course, through all this, it's not an accident, it's not a mistake, but your relationship with them was on purpose so you could see what you wanted to see about yourself as well. So you can look at what energies you had that came up here, but just realize they don't speak Russian, they never want to learn Russian, they don't want to put the effort into it. So you just need to find a Russian, an emotional Russian, someone who speaks your emotional language. You deserve that. But you learned a lot through them. Allow it to be a stepping stone to teach you what you wanted to see about yourself so that you can transform and release some things that came up, the pain, the fears that you experienced, so that you can move forward into something more higher vibrational, more in alignment with who you are. Yeah, you deserve fulfillment. Your fortune cookie. I like the fruit example. Sometimes we grow a tree or a plant or something that we think, this is what I want, and then we get it, and we're like, I'm not really into kumquats. Maybe I want an avocado tree so I can make guacamole. But a kumquat, not really what I'm. This taste is too sour for me. I want something sweet or something like this, right? It says deep satisfaction and emotional contentment will be unfolding in your life. Wow, emotional contentment. What are we talking about? Soon you'll be reaping inner and outer riches and opportunities. Honor your success and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Your soul wants you to know fulfillment comes from completion of your efforts. You planted the seeds, you nurtured and cared for them, and now it's time to harvest the rewards. So you do get, this, the fruit of the situation. It did happen for you, and you wanted it to happen for you. Now you can go, what was the gift or the gifts in this for me? What's the fruit that I get to glean from this, situation? If you harbor perfectionist qualities within you, it's often difficult to experience deep fulfillment. If you're self-critical, it's hard to experience contentment. Yeah, there we go. Remember this: who you are is good enough. It's actually more than enough. The secret of fulfillment is to practice positive thoughts because they connect you to your soul. From an attitude of joy, your desires can be fulfilled. I love that. And your affirmation is joy abounds in all areas of my life. So I love that. Pick the fruit. Right. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Glad that helps. You are very welcome. All right. I know, Yvette, right? What is yours going to be like here? Describe your timestamp. Oh, you have 3:31:31. Look at that. And let me take a look here. I didn't think, did you put a question somewhere? If you haven't asked your question, pop it out there. I'll scroll up here just in case. I was skimming, I didn't see it, but I am becoming an older man. And I'll scroll here. I'll check down at the bottom here in a second. I just want to make sure you've donated. I see that. I will donate. You said that. All right, I don't see one up there. Let me scroll down here. Probably tapped it by now. Well, maybe not. All right, and for everyone else, I am going to, after this will be my last one for this session. I've completed all of the donations. I will come back. I'm going to go eat, and I will come back and finish out all the free readings this afternoon. So thank you for your patience in getting to those. Just make sure to put as long as you have a question out here, I will complete it this afternoon. All right. Hey, Flo. All right. So, how will the situation unfold with cancer? And I know that I'm tempted. now that you've attempted to refresh your connection. Ooh, all right. Let's check that out. Now I see why I go, ooh, I wonder how this is going to go. Who knows? Well, Creator knows. Spirit knows. Let me take a quick sip here. All right. I drank a little too much. There we go. All right. Here we go. So thank you again for your donation. I really appreciate that. So how, based on current energies, because of course, whenever we are they're making choices, we're making choices, our paths unfold differently from day to day, moment to moment, but we'll get the general gist of where you're headed based on current energies. So with this Cancer, how will situations unfold? Okay, we do want this. These are below. Don't want those. See, I do want that one and that one. I also wanted this one. No, I don't want those. This one is calling your name, and this one here too. See, we'll see the bottom of the deck, so they're having that one, but very particular, interesting energy here. Oh, it seems like you guys have paused for now. I know, right? I was like, I thought at first I was like, oh no. I thought like we were having internet trouble last night and a little bit of connection earlier. So I'm like, oh no, not the screen, right? The screen hasn't paused. No, our relationship. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, let's take a look here. You know, the bottom of the deck, we do have the Queen of Wands energy here. And the Queen of Wands, it's fire energy. It is an energy of realizing, because whatever she puts her mind and energy towards, you know, she draws in and she makes happen. Of course, you can't control other people, but this is an awareness around our energy. So something that can help around really relationships and anything in our life is, if I'm focusing in on what I'm sincerely grateful for, like in this case with the Cancer. So this is what I love about this Cancer sign. This is what I love about what we have had. This interaction I loved. This interaction I loved. I'm grateful for all these things. I'm grateful for what I do have, what I have had with them. And that attitude of gratitude draws it in, right? Yeah. Draws it in, right? And so I like that, you know, that focus. When we focus in on that, that's what we draw in. If I focus in on like what's not happening, right? Like I want them, I need them, I want this, I need this. That's lack energy, because in order to want something, it means I don't have something. And if I'm not focused on having, I'm focusing on having not. Needing is too, you know, I'm not focused on what I do have, focus on what I don't have. Or I fear, if I'm focused on my fear of what may or may not happen, that kind of energy, lack energy, that pushes things further away, right? So, and we're, of course, we're taught, focus on what you want, manifest. And we're like, no, focus on what you're grateful for. That's how you manifest. You know, that's what Spirit has shared with me anyway, because the more we focus on lack energy, even with patience, I'm being patient with the situation. Patience is also a lack energy, because it's basically saying, I feel I should already have something and I don't, so I don't have it, but I'm being patient with not having it. Our energy of not having it is what is being expanded, right? Yeah. So it's a good awareness, and it's about changing, and that can be a change in all of our life. Gratitude journals, putting little notifications on my phone, like a vibrating silent alarm that goes off every waking hour, that brings me back to gratitude, because we are taught focus on what we don't have, what we don't have, what we don't have. What do we get more of? We get more of don't having, right? So I like that. That's the underlying energy. Let's see what else we get with these other cards here. You've got, yeah, you got this death and rebirth. So there is this resurrection type of energy. Let's see what's below the surface here, which, I mean, you mentioned trying to refresh, like we're talking about, right? Boop, let's bring it back from the dead. Let's see what we have here. We have the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. So there is a little bit of energy here coming in. So let's talk about this for a sec, because we're going to go a little deep here for a moment. So buckle up, because part of the slowing down process, it always happens for us. And I know it drives the human side of us nuts, because we don't want slowness. We need to achieve. We need to get that, because our happiness, we're taught, depends on like my fullness, my happiness, my success. I can be content when, right? We're always pointed to the future. And then, but again, that takes us out of the moment of gratitude into I can be grateful when this is going to, when I have them in my clutches, then I'll be happy. But if we're not happy with what we have now, we will never get there, right? Because we'll keep pushing it away. But when we're having this slowness of time, it gives us an opportunity to, again, it's happened for us to give us an opportunity to question thoughts and beliefs that don't serve us anymore, emotions that don't serve us anymore, energy that doesn't serve us anymore, things in our physical world that don't serve us anymore, to transmute it, transform it, release it, whatever we feel we want to do with it. And that's what allows us to raise our vibration and have and draw in. It speeds things up. Higher vibration speeds things up. But it also draws things that match that, instead of doing what we've always done and getting what we've always gotten, right? Well, this energy here with the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles points me to this pattern that you've had in your life since you were very young, 7 years and younger. That's when our emotional body is being created. And it's this over-giving energy. It's like codependency awareness. I like, it's such an overused word. I'm a recovering overgiver myself, so I get it that, my tendency, we learned this when we were younger, I need to give so much to deserve so little. So in my mind, my little inner child, my emotional inner child, developed this, I've got to give 1,000 love coins to get one back. And so growing up, that just sinks down to our subconscious. And if we never bring that up and deal with it and balance it to one, it's always going to be that, like trying to outdo things in school, outdo things with, like overdo things, overgive, overdo in school and friendships and family, and then in the job, and everything was always me overgiving, right? Well, it's like when two adults come into a relationship, if there's an overgiver, we will turn into parent-child energy. And we go into that, right? Where we give and give and give, and when we don't allow them to give, then they will give to work, to the job and become a workaholic, or to all their friends, or to a hobby, or working out, or affairs, which it always expressed itself in one of those ways in my relationships, until afterwards I realized, oh, why wouldn't they go somewhere? Because I wasn't letting them give to me. Because at least consciously, I was like, gimme, 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 right? But my emotional inner child, who mans the force field that allows things into my life or not, they're like, you're only at 777. You need 1,000 to deserve that. So almost. And then when you get to 1,000 and the walls come down, it resets to 0. It's temporary, goes back up. And so we repeat that cycle until we're able to go back and bring that up and look at who are those individuals that I can forgive and release, with my inner child, bring it up and going, I know that you gave so much to mom, you gave so much to dad, you gave so much to grandpa, grandma, whoever, these people that were so important in our childhood, 7 years old and younger, that I wanted to give so much to and got so little from, that it's the inner child is like, they're the ones we have to bring awareness to, because they're the ones I can try to change as much up here and try as much as I want in the physical world, focusing my energy. Like, that's one thing is, if I'm focusing on lack, I'm pushing it away. If I'm focusing on abundance, I'm drawing it towards me. But even if I'm focusing on abundance, trying to draw it, not trying, but because I'm focusing on gratitude, it's drawing things toward me. It's going to wait outside these force fields till my inner child feels I deserve it. So that's the two things in life to really, we can be aware of: my focusing my energy on gratitude or lack. And if I'm focusing on gratitude as things are coming in, it really, that one-to-one, that one-to-one, rate of exchange instead of 1,000 to 1. So we can talk to our inner child and say, let's release that belief you had, that was all right, that actually is not fair. You deserve 1-to-1. And they're like, really? And you're like, yeah, let me show you. And then we can give that love. We can help them release that emotion of unworthiness from those individuals. And that's what brings that in, right? So a beautiful, beautiful, balancing energy. So that's part of this rebirth of your own self. And that's why the slowness happens, to give you this opportunity to release a lot of that stuff. So, like I said, that was going deep, right? All right. Let's see what else here. Yeah, we do have lovers cards. So that's a good. So there is this energy of it moving towards being a very important relationship in your life. I feel like, yeah, this balance, here's that equal, look at, you can't make it up, the balanced coins, the 1-to-1. And I like that because the 6 of Pentacles is 3-to-3, but this is showing 1-to-1. And the new knowledge, the new awareness is what allows you, allows that to move forward. So this new knowledge that you're just gleaning and have been gleaning, but it's being kind of maybe some clarity put around it, some pictures put around it, is helping you go, wow. And that's what helps this move forward. But that is the underlying energy, this balanced 1-to-1 energy with this new knowledge is what helps bring you guys together, based on current energies, right? Yep. Self-love, of course, is important. Ace of Cups. It's a good energy to realize that no one can make me happy. Everyone is an expression of my self-love. I can't love someone more than to the extent I love myself, nor receive love from others more than to the extent I love myself. Also, it's good to realize that from others too. They can only give you as much love as they have for themselves, and receive as much love from you as they have for themselves too. So turning inward and upward and filling up your own cup with your self-love is so important, because as you raise that love vibration, right, as we were talking about, as you fill up with that unconditional love from above, you get to feel all that beautiful love that we're looking for, that eternal unconditional love. Plus, it allows us to give and receive equally to those of the outside world too. So it's a win-win, win-win-win all around. Energy under that is the 4 of Cups. Yeah. So the 3 cups of the outside world that don't fill us up, and the Ace of Cups that's offered that does. So what we'll find that, we're taught, of course, the love we're looking for is out there, but the love we're looking for is in here. And the 4 of Cups normally has someone leaned up against a tree that sees the 3 cups as being empty, and they're bored with it. They're just kind of like, but the Ace of Cups is being offered, which is our higher love, is being offered to us, which tells us that the love of the emotion from the outside world, in relationships, in jobs, education, situations, and with things, doesn't fill us up. We're bored. It makes us even more aware of our emptiness. until we turn inward and upward, and then we fill up and we become this beautiful chalice overflowing. So where the outside world felt lacking and falling short, when we fill up from the inside, the world transforms into abundance. It's above and beyond extra as well, right? Oh, I love that. So what a great confirmation and affirmation for all of this, going, yes, all right, I know what to do. I know the steps that I can do. I understand, and I like it. I feel like understanding that the slowness is for you, not a punishment or something they're doing to you, or that because they're stupid. Well, I mean, they are if they don't realize how wonderful you are, right? But that's beside the point. The time frame isn't about you. It's for you. And then your last couple cards here. Yeah, you're the King of Pentacles. This great amount of abundance that's available to come from this, a great fruition. And we end up just going back, circling back to the what I brought up with the bottom deck energy, which is whatever you focus your energy on is what does grow and expand. So being aware really of our energy. What am I focusing on? What am I growing in this moment? And there's no right or wrong. So don't beat yourself up. There's never any judgment from spirit, because they don't look at things as better or worse, good or bad, right or wrong. They just look at it as different choices with different experiences, different outcomes. We're such eternal beings. We've experienced so much. They're like, that's just something else to experience. There's no like our worth isn't based on our choices and experiences, because we're priceless already. When our worth, which it is rooted in eternal unconditional love of creator and spirit, nothing else impacts our worth. It's just experience. So I love that. So hopefully that helps. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here and see what we have here. What else here for events? Okay. All right, not yet. There it is. I was like, where is it? Where is it? Oh, wow. Yeah, choose joy. Dun, dun, dun. That's that higher vibration. The more we focus on joy and gratitude and unconditional love and play and laughter and peace, the higher vibration, the more we draw on things that match that. Card number 30. Joy, joy, joy. Celebrate and have fun. Embrace life, yourself, and others. Say yes. Soar to the clouds and let your doubts dissolve. All is well. Your soul wants you to know it's simple. Your purpose in life is to experience joy. That's all that's required of you as a soul. Whatever your circumstances, there's always something that can bring you delight, and what you put your attention on will grow. Shut up, right? When you focus on the areas of your life that bring you joy, these areas will prosper. One of the fastest paths to happiness is through sharing and giving. So give of your heart and share your love. Happiness spreads to others like wildfire and can help heal the world. Dance and sing with abandon. Joy is your spiritual birthright. Affirmation: joy and ecstasy flow through me wildly and freely. I love it. What a great card. Yeah. To sum this up, it all depends on your energy. Like here, this joy, exactly as we were saying, right? The pause happens and continues to give you time to look into that out of balance, like the stuff you're working on, right? The out of balance, giving and receiving, and your focus on lack or joy or gratitude. The more if you do that, then that leads to a coming together with that, and it will take time. But if you don't do that, then it will just continue to do what we've always did and get what we've always gotten, right? So hopefully that helps. But yeah, more or less, it will continue and then do that. Yeah, I know you get it. I love that. I know you do. I can sense your awareness of it all. Sometimes a lot of people are listening and learning through other people's questions, and I feel like that's why they really wanted to clarify it too, because it helps us hear it. It helps me hear it over and over and over and over and over again. I'm being properly brainwashed by spirit through other people's messages. I love it. So thank you again so much for your donation, and hopefully that helps. I'm excited for your adventure, and thank you guys, all of you, for your patience and getting to your readings. And I will be signing off here in a moment. Almost hit 4 hours. I'm going to go eat and rest for a while. I will come back on to finish out all the free readings. Hey, yay! Hopefully you got all the messages about the internet going down last night. I didn't get to your message last night. I did get to it today. I didn't get a message. Couldn't find a message. So I did a general reading. You can see if that resonates. That's your timestamp from today. So if you want to check that out, and if that's not answering your question, please either send me an email. Yeah, good morning. Either send me an email or comment on this stream, because I will check and I'll circle back around. You've been a grizzly bear hibernation, but definitely we'll circle back around and make sure we get you squared away here. So let me make a notation here. See, Victoria. Yeah, I'm going to need to try to find here. Let me try that again. Come on. Yes. Wasn't it? Control. Oh, maybe it was Alt. No? Alt Shift S. No, hold on. Why isn't my screenshot working? S. All right, was it this? Oh, okay, that's what it was. Just didn't use the right button. I just need to take some pictures here, because I'm grabbing all of the chat, so that when I return, I will make sure to complete everyone's free readings here. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to talk and do things at the same time, it appears. But I will post a pinned comment after this is over with all the donations. I did complete all donations in this session, so I will post that. After I finish my stream this afternoon, I will also post a pinned comment so everyone can just find their reading very easily by clicking on the timestamp next to your name. So, sorry, I'm so distracted, ain't I? I don't think that's doing anything to the screen. I don't think it's interrupting it while I'm doing screenshots, but apologies if it is. Okay. And where to here? Here is your free reading. There's Debbie. Oh, let me grab that one. Here, there we go. All right. I think I'm almost done. Hang in there, everybody. All right. And to here. The next live will be on Thursday. The one I'm coming back on is not going to have a chat. So in order, if you watch this video and it doesn't answer your question, because of course Spirit might usually knows what you're wanting, even though brudda-zen doesn't. So when I did a general reading, if that doesn't answer your question and give you the guidance that you're looking for, then yeah, definitely either on this stream after I'm done, comment, not in here, but like a comment on the video, or send me an email. My email address is listed in the description box of the video. And you can just email me if you want to do that to say, hey, this is yay. Hey, there you go. Hey, this is yay. And this was my question. And then I'll make you first when I return if I didn't answer it already with the cards that we pulled for you. So hopefully that works out for you. Because I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat. I haven't eaten today. And here it is, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to go eat, chill for a little bit. And then I shall return to complete everyone's out. And I need to find, there's like 5 readings that disappeared. I mean, 5, so I need to find your guys's first 2. But I'm so grateful, everyone, for all your love and all your support. In fact, we might have hit 2,500 over this weekend if it maintains. Sometimes people join for a couple of days and then disappear. If I maintain 2,500, we might have to have a little celebration with some giveaways for some free readings, some free personal readings. So we shall see. All right. Thank you very much, Yay, and welcome. Welcome to your morning. All right, everybody. Remember, as you're going through your adventures, that every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Remember, have some fun. Because why are we being so serious, right? All right, everybody. Love you much. We'll see you soon.